anywhere near as satisfying as those kids. That's right. I like to cross it down and use it like this.
How's that? Is that all right? Is that okay?
Yeah, good enough.
Probably a bit all good. Give it a bit. That's better. Well done, Mike.
Just
Beauty.
to make sure.
Perfect. Some of us got long ones, I guess, and some of us got short coil cords or extension cords. Extensions, yeah, can be.
We're not at Willaston. They never get it right there.
Yeah. We're not getting any wind. We're all good.
It comes up occasionally. Not that bad. Got your glasses, yeah.
And Mossy starting outside the square. Starting inside the square.
Okay, welcome to prelim final day in the Barossa Light and Gawler. We're coming live from the Gawler Oval. Willaston versus Nuri, and ball is up.
Size gets
Sizer
a
with
tap
the tap.
away. Holding on a bit to Connolly. Ball pushed forward to the half forward line. Bit of space to race. We've got Wrigley picking it up, putting it into the forward line. We've got Elbro on his own. The winner, just off the male medal this week.
Kick smothered. And now Nuri wrapping up there, so we'll have a stoppage inside Willaston's forward 50, going with a very strong breeze here at Gawler Oval. Should be at least a 3 or 4 goal breeze, don't you think, Joey?
At least out there. It is very breezy here in the commentary box, and I could imagine what it would be like in the centre of the oval.
Yes, going straight down the middle of the oval here at Gawler Central. No protection from the wind, so the players will be getting the full effect of it out there.
Got to make the most of it while they can in this first quarter. The Donnybrooks
Nuri with a nullifying tap there from Bart Ryan.
held up by Waldhutter, coming out, pushing it out. Wrapped up again on the 50-metre line for Willaston
Another
at the moment.
Stoppage. And joining me in commentary today, we've got Joey Cirillo from the Willaston
Pleasure to
Football
be
Club.
here, Mike. Thank you, and welcome to all on such a beautiful day here at Gawler Centrals.
And we've also got Craig Dorr for expert
We've got Mackenzie
commentary.
coming in on the left foot. He's kicked it inside out, and he's goaled it. That's the start Willaston would like and love and want.
Isaiah Mackenzie, absolute superstar of the competition.
He done that against Tanunda in the first quarter, a
Yes.
couple of goals, Mike, and really stamped his authority on the ground early.
He breaks away from contests almost better than any other player in the competition.
He's got amazing ability to do that. He was on the West Coast list, AFL footballer. You know, he's got the ability, the skill, the absolute quality player he is. He can really open up sides quite easily.
Yes, he's a great offensive weapon. And as we come back to the middle now, ball going up. And Sizer with a clear tap.
Earlham coming in.
Goes in favour of Nuri, who cleared the ball away now. Going deep.
Ball punched away. Taken by Laverty. Pushed it into the forward line for Nuri. Held up.
We'll have a stoppage inside Nuri's forward 50, about 30 metres directly in front of goal.
Jamie Clark's got the big job on James Bentley too, boys.
He's done a great job all year, Clark, in this role, Craig, and he took the opportunity with both hands. Great battle to watch all day.
And that comes down into a rolling scrum. And wrapped up again with another strong tackle by the Donnybrooks.
Nuri had a good game
ball up.
last week against South. It was a horrible day in conditions at Kapunda, -5 degrees and a breeze and snow and sleet. But they pushed the ladder leaders, and they showed they can match it with them.
Yes, but you've got to wonder what those conditions with such a heavy ground might have taken out of their legs.
Correct, Mike. It was a heavy day for all and both teams, and some injuries were given out.
Yes,
for
you were
both
a
sides.
runner for one of the junior teams.
The 17s, Donnybrooks, we made
your
it.
legs would have been pretty tired.
They were
after the
very
game.
sore and tired. It was a heavy ground, Mike, indeed.
And you had the socks up too, Joe?
Always keep the legs warm, Craig.
He's professional. The real estate agent, he conducts himself as thorough
Indeed.
professional at all
Love my
times.
real estate, love my football. Always good to be here with good company.
Yes. Ray White Real Estate, for those who don't know, Joe Cirillo, best man in the business.
Thank you very much, Ray White, Craig Moore. Coming out of the Nuries,
And
marked by Nuri at 50, 55.
he's sending it straight back in.
Bit of loose checking.
That's Brad Hapner just reading the play, finding a target just inside the forward 50. Looks like he's intent on having a shot on goal here.
This will show us the breeze, Craig. Mike, sorry.
It's
how,
very gusty. It drops
is.
off at times. If the breeze is down when he kicks it, he's got a chance.
He's given the best shot in front of the goals.
It's going to fall short and punch through for a minor score. Craig, your thoughts on the game coming in?
I think it's the thoughts coming on the game is obviously Andrew Jarman's bringing a real high skill possession game, keepies off. And
downfield,
The captain, Tyson Earlham, for the
Willaston
Donny
were
Brooks.
coming out. A free kick has been paid, almost on centre wing here.
Scott
Donny
Bentley.
Brooks will be going back into attack. Scott Bentley giving away a free kick there. He rue that.
Earlham puts it down the line. Looking up for Housen. Housen takes the mark.
Nicky Housen.
Centre forward wing, crosses it over. Elbro.
Looking for the
Petrohalis. Petrohalis, quickly. Off
Finds
to
the
Earlham.
captain,
Earlham
Tyson
pushes
Earlham.
it deep down into 50. Elbro picks it up, slips over at the wrong time. Ball over.
And Elbrow sneaking down into attack quite a bit, which is something we haven't seen a lot from him this season.
He's quality, he's pressing forward, utilise the maximum we can from a player that has the ability. Mike?
Maybe it's something that Willaston are trying just to throw Nuri off because he's so good across half back. Perhaps push him forward, break a tag.
It disrupt the game plan, something they weren't expecting as well, and for the bonus results as well.
And Nuri clearing the ball down, and we've got a boundary throw up on the far side at centre wing, right in front of a big Tigers supporters group. And a beautiful day for football here at Gawler Oval.
Wrapped up, brought to ground.
A venue that's very close to Craig Dawes' heart. Former player and coach here at the Tigers.
Best ground in the association, right?
Okay, sure. We'll let that go for now.
A lot of lovely history.
Yeah, it's a very old club, very proud club, hosting the prelim final today. Sizer with a clear tap. Comes down.
Wrapped up again strongly by Earlham, brings them to ground.
Both teams very physical at the stoppage. And a free kick paid there for a player being dropped.
Drag behind play, free kick given away.
So
Silly.
Nuri will take the free kick here.
Not needed.
You just get a sense that they're feeling for each other, aren't they? Willaston
There's still
and Nuri.
early moments,
Yeah.
Craig, indeed. I think they are.
A lot of shadow boxing.
A lot of shadow boxing at the moment. Some punches being thrown, but
Scott Bentley
still
finds a target out on the boundary. Now coming back deep into attack.
well held up. Again, ball comes out to
Willaston
Nuri.
with good hands
Slips the
coming
tackle,
out.
Slips out the hand pass.
Nuri with great handball there.
Gives it off to
Got
the
a
left.
player on his wrong side.
Willaston holding up in the defence. Wraps it up. And they've done well to hold the flow, hold the play.
Sam Fallon unable to get back onto his left foot there. If he'd had a right foot, had a really easy shot at goal. Ball up about 20 metres out from Nuri's goal. A lot of players around this stoppage.
Again, we see it brought to ground. Another Rutger will be out in front of 20 metres.
And this is Nuri's game. They usually have that extra player at the stoppage and try and shut it down. They don't want the ball out unless it's absolutely on their terms.
A lot of bodies around the ball. Free given away to
Free kick.
Nuri.
Nuri getting a free kick. It might have been for holding, I believe.
Yep, Hudson
checking
Nowick
the
he found the
replay.
free kick. Holding on too long, the sling tackle as they call it now these days, boys.
Never would have happened in your day. So Nuri got a shot on goal here. Should be pretty straightforward.
Jenna.
The coach wanting to stamp his imprint on this game very early. Does a lot of physical work around the stoppages. That might be why he was on the receiving end there. And has sprayed it to the right. A little bit of wind, but shouldn't have been a factor. So that's a bad miss early from a senior player.
Yeah, see how they're structurally setting up here for their kickouts. So obviously there's a strict restriction.
Bringing the numbers to one side.
Correct.
And let's see what Fry does. Kicking out a fullback. Veteran Ashley Fry.
He's not a massive kick,
No,
He's got a good leg.
but he's a very good, accurate kick.
to an area.
Numbers come out.
Yep.
We get
Came to the side that
comes
Willaston
again.
loaded up on. And with the wind, I think that's going to be a factor today.
Sizer kicks it out towards the boundary. Petralis with the body. They show it over. Comes back in. We've got Brody kicking it long. McCormack takes it in long. We've got Erlen waiting for the
Big
spoils.
spoil from
Lockie
Howson.
Elliott wrapped up. Gives the hand pass out. Ball comes to ground. Thrown out by Nuri onto the boot. Centre wing. Marked by Nuri. We've got Watt pumping it in long for Nuriootpa. Past 50. Nuri sets themselves.
And strong mark taken in attack. Sam Fallon.
Fallon's pass it off, intercepted by Waldhutter. Takes the mark, centre half back, looking to pump it long for the Donnies.
Nuri can't afford to mess around with the ball when they get to that
Goes
part
off
of the
short,
ground.
finds Mackenzie. Isaiah Mackenzie, centre half back. Does he bring it in? Go down the line.
And that lovely left foot of his.
Long. Rigney go for it. Comes out to Nuri. Stiff breeze holding it up. We've got Child setting himself.
Quick handball back.
Erlen pumps it along to Howson.
Howson drops an easy chest mark.
Hand passes off to Elbro.
That's a beautiful find.
And he puts it straight
Yes.
for a point. Unfortunately, he's missed.
But perfectly set up there by Howson.
A quick entry, as we saw, Mike, on that and Craig. It did open up Nuri, and we all know that's the name of the game.
That is Willaston's game right there. They want speed. They want danger, unpredictability.
You can see that they control the footy really well in their back half, and then as soon as they get forward to centre, it's another tempo.
Correct.
They go slow tempo, and then they go quick tempo forward to centre.
They're thinking about it to plan.
They are one of the prettiest teams in the competition to watch. I've watched a lot of games this year, and Willaston are just lovely to see.
Waldhutter coming up to stew the spoils, pushes it out to the boundary.
But it's also a discipline. Willaston's forwards are happy to spoil if they're out of position.
They've got to spoil and become defenders immediately if they're not in the contest. They've got to learn how to
boundary throw
hold it in the forward line.
Oh. Probably lucky not to give away a free kick there, Sizer.
Was a bit holding on there, Mike, indeed. Throw
And
50 out of at Donnybrooks. Forward line. Pushed out
Clear
to Mackenzie.
hit from Ryan.
Kelby Mackenzie drives it in long. We've got
good strong mark taken in defence by Mitchell Norton.
You're driving it out long again. Good mark.
But
Rigney
push has been paid
against
Rigney.
him.
Interesting call by umpire Prentice. Nuri going wide out to the wing with the loose man. Little chip over now into the middle. Oh, dangerous. Tigers now heading to centre half forward. Put it on the head of a little fella.
What a Mackenzie. Sockers off the oval. Caught by Nuri. Brought into by Hopner. Pumps it in long.
Really reading the play well.
They're paying it.
And the Tigers will be having a shot on goal from a really good position here. That all came down to Brad Hapner, who is reading the ball beautifully, playing more behind the ball across centre half forward rather than his defensive role as we used to.
Sam Fallon's second grab inside 52, boys, so he's clunking them.
He's on.
He's been a great addition to the Tigers coming back from Central Districts in the last year or so. Very deliberate approach.
Taking his time. Here it comes. Off the boot. He's stabbed at it.
He has kicked that off his shin.
He's kicked it.
That is the ugliest pretty goal I've ever seen.
That is an amazing goal. It absolutely fooled everybody.
He might have a bruised shin after that. Craig, that's a lot like your old kicking style.
I'll tell you a little story, just quickly. When Milky was coaching us at Gawler Central, I took a kick out from full back and I actually sprayed it. And he says, tell Crab he can't kick over a jam tin. Never to kick out from full back. So I sent the runner back to say, does he want strawberry or apricot jam? But that reminded me of my kick outs from full back, boys.
Did you do it again, Craig?
No, I didn't. No. Milky was a great man. And
he knew what he was talking about. Yep. No, we've all been there, done the old disposal that hasn't been good. But it got the results that count.
And Game really tight now, just 1 point in it. 1 goal 2, playing 1 goal 1. Nuri with a very slight lead at this stage. Probably halfway through the first quarter. Still no real
Clear winners.
indication of which team is getting the upper hand. A free kick paid here by umpire Herman. Nuri going back into attack.
Yeah, once again, it's a bit of still an arm wrestle, isn't it, between the two 50 metres between the
Stenner
zones.
finding Bo Shinnick, who will
Absolutely.
can now drive the ball into the forward 50 for the Tigers. What's their game of attack here? Oh,
smothered.
that's
Smothered by
terrible.
Walton.
Sammy Walton, the old boy on the mark.
Good on you, Sammy. Good endeavour. Ball comes out. Forward 50. Forward about 60 from Nuri's goals. Run contest gathering. Sizer going up for it. Comes out wide to Fry onto the boot.
Fry, the only player under that bowl.
They're going to be re-throwing it in. I think the breeze is making.
Didn't get great distance, but the breeze really picked up and caught that footy at its apex. And we apologise if you're hearing a bit of wind over the sound effects.
Ball
That's a good deep throw in.
Jeez, he's
Ball
on the
comes
move
down to
there, wasn't he,
Nuri.
Bentley?
We've seen again. They've
Jenner was all over that. Scott Bentley
two
had a
Nuri
really good run at it.
in front of the contest and had all the space in front of them. So
Bentley's going to have a big day for the Tigers if they want to get up.
comes out, Earlham smothered kick comes out. Again, Walton puts it on, centre wing, held up by Waldhutter. Does well. Petrohalis coming into the contest. Wraps him up. Housen wraps him up. Donny Brooks all over him. No.
Umpire Nowak calling for a ball up. Umpire Nowak, gold whistle winner on Monday night at the Schluter medal count. It's had a sensational season.
Ball up on the corner of the centre square for Donny Brooks. Slight attack. Nuri coming through, strongly held up, wrapped up again. A lot of bodies over the ball. Earlham brings him to ground.
James Watt trying to break through there.
He starts at the back of the contest and then runs forward. I'm just watching him now.
It's like a bowling ball.
Comes out, taps out, Sizer out, wrapped up again. Bodies
Just diving
everywhere.
in on top of the Nuri player who wraps the ball in. Happy to just control it at the moment. Just another ball up is a good result for them. Sizer with the superior reach over Bart Ryan.
Wrapped up by Sizer again, brought to ground. Another rock contest.
And Sizer just really starting to show his physicality here.
Centre wing.
Ryan,
Comes out
really a
the
little
back.
push there. Good tap.
Earlham onto the boot, pumps it into Waldhutter. Good contest, comes to ground. We've got Rigney. Taken high.
had his head
taken
ripped off.
very high,
And
Rigney.
umpire Nowak comes in and
Comes
saw
for the
that
free
from a
kick.
mile away.
He's looking to give it on, use the breeze. He does, pumps it in long to Housen. In the
Housen
pocket,
uses
Housen
his body.
gets his hands to it, uses
Bit
his
of a
body to it,
push.
but it comes out. Comes out again, being kicked out on the full.
Twice now, Housen's got his hands to the footy and then dropped him inside.
Bit of the
50.
jitters, maybe Craig. He's got to get the first one. Once he lands the first one, they hopefully should settle from there. But finals jitters. East brings it in long for the Donny Brooks. Again, going for Petrohalis. Contest coming to ground, pushed out. At about the 40-metre mark for the Donnies.
By Chook Fowlis.
Fowlis has been a resolute defender for the Tigers this year. Has kicked less than 10 goals for
We've
the
got Moss
first year
going
in
up.
over a decade, I would think. I think Nuri need him to kick
Comes
more
out to
goals
Godfrey.
today.
Comes on to the left, puts it out of bounds.
Out on the full.
Luke Godfrey down from the mines on a bit of annual leave to play today.
Craig, I think that Ryan Fowlis needs to pop up with a really big game and a couple of goals would be key.
Normally he's a forward wing. That's where
Has
he's
been
renowned for.
magnificent in defence all season. Big
Ball
contest
holding
under
it
that
up.
ball, punches over the sideline. And we get to see Sizer and Ryan do their dance once more.
And we've got Moss coming up for it.
Oh, big Hayden Moss.
The big Moss, forward 50 for the Donnies. Ball comes in.
Two big heavyweights there, Mitch Morton and Mossy.
You can feel the earth move. Here we come over. Bingles up the
Attempted
bounce, but
bounce
he's come
there.
back onto it, gets the hand away.
Marcy.
Marked by Nuri up forward, centre. Looking to pump it in long.
Young Dan Rowan Pumps the ball forward.
Earlham gathers, hand passes off to Davis. Davis looks up, small kick to Walton. Walton's got
Sammy
everything
Walton
in
in the
front of you. Goes long Walton to Housen.
Housen
Makes the
moved under
contest,
the ball.
comes out, tackles, wraps it up well. Made the contest. And no, he's been done for holding on.
Very interesting call.
I thought the ball was still in his hands when Housen tackled him. Comes out short.
Once again, there's that sling tackle. I don't understand.
Looking there touchy on that one today, Craig. Ball held up in the wing. Comes out east, takes a strong mark. Swips play. He's got Davis by himself. He's got Connolly by himself in centre wing. Looking to pump it in long for the Donnies. Goes for a lead to Moss, but cut off.
Well read by the Tigers
Shinnick.
defenders. Shinnick has been good all season.
Comes out short.
Finds Nick Madden. Really box themselves into a corner on this boundary. Not much you can do but go down the
Pumps
line
it up
from
long
there.
down the line. We've got East set himself. Ball comes to ground. East, quick kick away from the Donnies. Comes up to Moss. Outnumbered 2-1. Comes through Davis. Gathers. Hand pass off. Gets the free kick. Holding on to Davis. But on Deacon. Davis looking to pump it in long for the Donnies. Goes in.
Ball trickles over the boundary. We'll have a throw in about 20 metres around from the Willaston goal.
Clinch is an interesting one. He hasn't touched the footy yet.
No,
It's
and
half back, and he's instrumental.
quite often
to
does
their
that in the
rebound.
first quarter.
He
Takes a while to get into the game. Just reads the play.
comes out. Connolly puts it onto the right to Rigney. Rigney searching, punched away. Mackenzie, you got to go. Puts it off the ground. Bit of soccer skill there from Kelby Mackenzie again. Comes out, well done. Comes out to Rigney. Pumping it from 50. Puts it in long to Housen. And he takes the mark this time, Craig.
Great body work by
He
Housen
takes
there.
the mark this time.
He knows where he likes to take the mark, usually in the goal square.
He turns around on his lovely left and bottles it. Well done, Willaston. Good pressure, kept it in the 50,
Yes.
brought it in long,
Just
direct,
kept pounding until the Nuri defence cracked.
and it did happen. And hopefully the boys can do it again.
He's a fantastic opportunist, isn't he?
Mickey,
Housen.
he will take
Oh,
anything
sensational.
he can. He
Took
will
the mark of the year earlier this year
It
against
was mark of
Kapunda
the
at
year.
Willaston.
It was indeed, Mike. It was.
Even got me out of my chair.
I think the whole crowd was out of their chair that day. He was on cloud 9 as well for about a week.
Yes, he'd watched it 3 times before he got into the club rooms afterwards for a drink.
Yeah, but players like Mickey, they always find the way to do it though. But it's not a one-off. He's got the capability, the ability to do it every week.
Yes, he's definitely a game breaker. Along with Ollie Petroholis in the forward line, they are really dangerous.
Moss smashes it out. Smashes it again to Elliott. We've got long to Waldharder, to Earlham. Back to Waldharder from 50, Wally. He goes. And he's pushed it across
off
for a
line.
behind.
But that's Willaston at their best, breaking out of the centre.
That's what they want. Quick hands, quick movement, and
That's
shots on
their
goal.
one wood. That's what they want. They want to just smash the ball out of the middle. Ball
coming out
comes
long
back
again.
in. A lot of Nuri players at that contest.
Ball
Probably
beats
spoiled
everybody,
each
comes
other.
out to the back. Brooksy makes the contest. Well done. Go out to Moss. Moss looking for hands. Taking a bit
high
high.
shot there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit high. Yeah, he's got the free. Well done, Hayden.
Freddie probably lucky not to get a yellow card.
Right, and he's got
Got the 25.
25.
Must have been some abuse there.
Oh, Sammy, be careful.
Umpire's not putting up with it. And
Sammy.
we watch the replay
He's
here.
reversed it.
Oh, Sammy Walton, very undisciplined. Really poor from a former captain. And that'll be another one. That is brain fade material. Willaston losing the plot.
Andrew Jarman would be absolutely frying at the moment. He would be very hot.
I think I can see smoke coming from the box.
We can.
Instead of putting pressure on Nuri and going inside, now they're going to have a shot at
From putting it into attack, it's a shot on goal.
Scott Bentley, this is definitely within his capabilities. He's the kind of player that can throw a dagger.
It's a good leg.
He's nailed that. That is a beautiful goal for the Tigers. Here come the Nuri boys. And we've played nearly 24 minutes in the first quarter.
Scores
Very-
locked away.
Very frustrating for Andrew Jarman. Obviously, instead of going putting pressure and hitting the scoreboard going the left of side.
And hard to imagine Sam Walton losing the plot like that. Such an experienced campaigner.
You've got to keep the game in mind, the team, and a bit of a brain fade there by some individuals, which
That'll be burning in his stomach now. He'll be looking to make up for that.
absolutely went to Nuriootpa's benefit in favour. Here we go for the ruck. We got East in the ruck coming out. Waldhardt putting on the tackle, finding the ball, wrapping it up. Wrapped
Umpire
up.
Herman coming in. He'll ball up almost in the centre circle.
Here we go again. East going up for the Donnies. Pushed out wide, punched out. Hankey putting it in, chopped off by McCormack. Brody looking around, taking his options. McCormack taking it in long to the captain. We've got Erlen by himself, centre wing. Looks around, swivels around, pumps it in long for the Donnies. Petrohalis, you got to go. Goes up there. Mackenzie coming through. Kelpie got the ball, well done. Puts
Good
it up
tap.
to Mickey. Looks like it's a point. Yes,
Just
it
couldn't
is.
quite control the rock.
I had the light post in my way here, and we've got to cut it
Don't
down.
talk
Mike.
about that. Sam will get very upset.
Good kick, defensive kick. We're entering red zone, boys. Who I like to call red zone is when it's leading into time on, and obviously
into
Yuri's
time
done a
on.
fantastic to keep it to 2 goals apiece. Now they want to sort of keep his off now.
The Donnies had the breeze in this first quarter. Still strong out there. What have we got?
And it's gone over the mark. And a 25-metre penalty has been paid. So Nuri can now pump the ball into their forward 50 if they want to really take it on.
I don't think they'll pump it in, Mike, because they're going against the breeze old son. I think
They'll
they'll
chip
look
it
up
around, keep possession.
Yeah. But they will, Mike.
He's going to put it in long, and they're going to try for another goal, I think,
Never
Craig.
doubt me.
That's right.
Never.
Fry applies the pressure. Mackenzie, hand pass to Elliott. Lockie Elliott, give it off,
Oh,
son.
the
You're
mullet.
hot. He gives it off.
Was too clever for
Controls,
his own good.
but wrapped all up. Here on about
Maybe the
centre
hair
wing
got in the
again.
way.
Fair mullet too.
He's gone back to the 70s.
He's gone back to the caveman
East
days.
with strength, punches it out to Mackenzie. Mackenzie turns around, gets wrapped up, taken high, gets a free kick.
Umpire Prentice right on the spot there. Perfect spot to call
Aaron
that.
Mackenzie gives it off to the veteran, Fry.
Fry
Sells the
sells some
dummy.
candy.
Touches
Sells
the
another
bounce.
bit of
Go
candy.
Ash. Well done, son.
Oh, the
Pumps
old
it in long
boy
for the
with
Donny
new
Brooks. We've got
tricks.
Housen setting himself. We've got Godfrey coming through. Wrapped up.
Really strong tackle. Willaston with a ball up probably 35 metres from their goals. Really
Donnybrook's
now
into
back
attack.
in attack and with a chance to get a late goal.
We've got Godfrey doing the ruck work for the Donnybrooks. Palms it out, wrapped up.
We
Brought
see
to
Willaston have
ground.
got a lot of players who can do the ruck work in any
They're
part of the
spreading
ground.
around, actually, Mike. They are. They.
And Zach East doing quite a bit of the ruck work. And is that a reason that he's been brought back into the team?
He has that ability to give and offer that extra ruck
Yes.
position.
Craig and I were discussing that before as to what was his exact value, and his physicality and ability to back up in the ruck is probably an area where Willaston see an advantage.
He can be put anywhere across the ground. He's got that ability as well, Mike.
We're now at quarter time. Scores are really close. Willaston had a huge breeze in that quarter, but unfortunately 2-3 leading Nuri 2-2 at quarter time in the 2021 prelim final. How did you see that quarter, Craig?
Yeah, it was a tremendous arm wrestle, boys. Like, it was sensational. Like, even between the 50-metre arcs. I think if I was looking at Andrew Jarman, you have a look how many side 50s they had. Willaston 15-9.
Oh,
I think
that's
they-
huge.
And I think they wasted the footy going forward too a couple of times there. And Nuri defensively did really well. They only went in nine times, but they defended really well.
They
Especially
did,
with the wind that Nuri had to play against. They did very well to keep that score close.
Indeed, I think they did, Craig. Mike, I think that would have been their number one objective for the
And
quarter.
If breaking even in that first quarter is a big win for Nuri, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Given the fact that we're up here, but even down on the ground, I was talking to a couple of boys before the game, and the wind was, it would be a 3 to 4 goal breeze.
So Newry, you'd say clear winners of that first quarter purely by keeping the game close.
I think probably the message would be the execution going forward for Willaston.
Yes.
The execution going forward.
They need crummers in their forward line.
Yeah, they had enough here, but they sort of finding those connections inside 50. We like to call it connections. When you go inside, sometimes that statistic of inside 50 can be inflated, but it's actually how you go inside and where you connect and having a shot at goal.
Howson dropped a couple of marks that we would normally expect him to take. That can make a huge difference, but there was no player in front of him when he did drop those marks.
Yeah, that's another probably thing that'll be highlighted with Jars would probably think, but I think Kyle Jenner, he'd be very happy with that, and he's probably instruction would be at quarter time. The breeze is not going to do it for you. You've still got to have method and purpose when you go inside 50. Even
But
with
the
breeze.
Tigers' physicality has been a trait of theirs all year, and he'd be very happy with that. That's something that he's brought to Newry. Newry not renowned as a strong physical tackling team over the decades, but this year they've turned themselves into a monster.
Well, tackle count is 18, Newry 22, Willaston. So it was a high pressure tackling first quarter. You sense that it was an arm wrestle.
Which
the name of
plays
the
into
game, the
Willaston's
pressure.
hands.
Correct, indeed, Craig. Mike.
Sorry, no, it plays into Newry's hands. That's the way they want to play the game.
They probably had that game plan to not give Willaston the space or the time to use their ability and create.
Correct.
And Willaston had their moments, though, Craig and Mike, and they didn't connect, how you did say on that one there, Craig. There were those final connections that didn't connect, but the opportunities were there. However, they just got to get more of it. Newry did put the press on and done well, especially against the breeze. An undisciplined goal, which, it makes them look a bit better on the scoreboard as well, but from a opportunity going to attack, it went to a goal against the Donnybrook. So they've got to be disciplined in their game and focused. But pressure is the point at the moment. You can see from both sides.
And I'd like to think that the umpires had a pretty good quarter too. Seem to be on the mark and paying free kicks that they see.
I think they laid the law down pretty quick what they're going to tolerate and not tolerate.
The 25 metres paid and the reversal free kick shows that the umpires aren't going to tolerate anything today.
A couple of late tackle holding ons as well, so they want to probably stamp that out the game. Nothing late. Keep it clean and flowing.
Interesting enough that Newry have come out straight away and Jars are still going, barking instructions at quarter time. So obviously Kyle was pretty happy with that quarter. Obviously he instructed a few things. Jars was a little bit concerning now. This is probably where the game's going to be in the next 10 minutes, boys.
You would have to see that, correct, Craig. Newry looked like they achieved their plan. Jars, looks like he's got a bit to say, and he always has, in constructive and good, beneficial ways. So there's only so much you can say. It's up to the players now. Here we go again for the second quarter here at Gawler Central, at the Gawler Oval, at the dog track. Preliminary final in the Barossa Light Gawler Football League.
And this ball up is probably a really crucial one. Willaston need to stamp their authority. Kurt Sires has got to get up, get his hand to it, and look to get it down so they can actually get a clearance.
Ball's up, siren sounds. Ruckjewel, Sizer gets it out. Comes out on the run, held up, wrapped up by Rigney.
And Erlen was absolutely smashed at that centre bounce, and he's still on the ground.
He doesn't look well. It was a heavy bump.
He was mid-air when he got collected, and he hit the ground very hard.
And to hurt Tyson, it would have to be something quite well.
Just looking at the replay here, on the replay, friendly fire? Yep. Mackenzie was running through. Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
I
Friendly
saw that
fire.
live,
Friendly
but on the
fire.
replay it looks
Commitment
even worse.
on the ball from both players. Eyes on the ball only. Ruckjewel again. Sizer gets it out.
But Newry
Smothered by
Bentley
Mackenzie.
takes
Comes
the
out,
goal.
puts a tackle on again, wraps him up. Well done, Isaiah. Here we go, Clinchy coming into it. Coming down into attack for Nuriootpa over the line.
So we'll have boundary thrown just outside Newry's forward 50.
Yeah, they look okay. Tyson's back onto it again.
It was a big hit, boys.
It was a mighty hit. A lot of players around the ball still, wrapped up, brought to ground.
But Erlen's shown over the years that he can take those hits and keep going.
He's Tonka tough, Tyson. And
I've seen Tonka trucks that would have broken in that.
that would have broken in
hit.
half.
Oh dear, he's coming out of the stoppage. Jenner.
Gives the hands out, puts it onto the left, puts it deep.
Oh,
and they
that's
have
a
goal
big
from
goal
Nuri.
for the Tigers. Really big start.
Rowenfeld puts it onto the left.
Son of a gun.
Watts won it. Watts, 46.
Yes, I believe it
Yeah.
was.
It was Kyle Jenner. He just took it out of the ruck and come out of the contest.
That's just a bit of smarts.
Oh, league footy. Right there, Mike. Absolutely.
That's why he's a champion.
But once
And
again, to have that latitude of that wingman just sitting outside 50, Jenner come back on the inside, and he had a good 10, 15 metres. So, you know, Connolly, his direct opponent's got to be a little bit tighter than that.
He will be
especially from-
told, I think, to
And
get on
umpire
him.
Herman now with the ball up, just waits. Something going on that he didn't like. So now he's coming in again. Ball goes
Puts
up.
it up.
Sizer gets the height.
Coming
Controls the
out to
tap down
Connolly.
to the wing.
Dummies him. Puts it onto the
Oh,
boot.
smothered
Takes
by
out-
his own player.
Out to Elbro. Elbro out to Davis. Puts it in for the Donnybrooks. Looking for Moss at 50. Smothers. Comes out to
Big hit.
Waldharder. Tackled. Wrapped up. Ball brought to ground again.
Geez, the tackling's a feature today, boys.
It is,
They're
but,
both getting
stuck in-
into it.
but that smother on the wing, Willaston and Willaston, they're doing more damage to each other than Nuri are.
Maybe a bit of the nerves settle. Ball goes up. No one goes for it. Comes out to Mackenzie onto his left. Puts it in deep into the Donnies 50 now. About 25, 30 metres out.
The intensity is huge around the footy, isn't it?
This is
Both
what we expect in
midfielders
a
going
prelim.
head to head, mate. It's fantastic to watch.
You can see they both want it.
This is what prelim finals are built on. You want to see a tough, hard contest. And South Gawler will be sitting back going, go harder, boys.
Yeah, that's right. Beat yourselves up. All wrapped up again. Got Moss going up for it. Comes out, and it will be dribbles over the line again. Another throw
boundary
in.
throw, and it's working further out now. Gradually just getting out to the 50-metre mark.
You just sense that Willaston got one behind the footy. Nuri got one behind the footy. Who has the most impact with that plus one behind the footy at the moment? You can see around the
Which
stoppages.
team has
Good
the
tap away
courage
straight
to
to Nuri.
say, we're not going to go
Ball
defensive,
comes to
we're going to
ground.
take the game on?
One of them will have to.
That's where I see the game may turn.
Childs
Whichever
is the
coach-
spare one for Willaston at the moment, and he reads the ball as good as Clinch.
Anybody else? Yes.
Now it looks like 40 Rowenfeld is, Rowenfeld has got the job on Clinch as a defensive forward.
Strong mark there for the Tigers. Young Jack Henke.
Henke puts it into the centre. Wobbly kick to Clinch off the floor. Comes out. Wrigley, you got to go. Hopener brings it in. Comes to
Low
ground
kick.
again. Clark gives out a hand pass. Wrapped up again. Bloody Brodie's out there. Free given away. Bit of an in the back to Fry. Fry looking.
Looking for
Defensive
someone to
50.
present.
Puts it in. Puts it in front of Walton.
The old firm connecting there. Fry and Walton, a lot of games between those two.
Cut off.
Disappointing kick there. Didn't really advantage his teammate at all.
Centre wing for Nuri.
Let's put it to an area. There we go.
Puts it in long. Uses the breeze.
Fallon, he's impressive. That's
He
his
is
third
a
grab
very
inside.
impressive young player.
Came from behind. Strong mark over Child.
And with the wind at his back, he's got to be a real chance to nail this. 2 goals in a row would be a great start for the Tigers.
Coming in.
Right to left, boys. Right to left. Kicked a few snags in my time from the top.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about fairy tales.
So it's gone to the goal square more than
Big floater.
by Clark.
Ball
Brings
short.
it down. Cormac.
I didn't kick too many, Mike.
Ball up front of Nuri's. About 10 metres, 15 metres out.
Yes, I don't recall teams ever mentioning you in their strategy.
That's why I was a very ordinary footballer, mate.
See you behind for the Tigers, for Nuri. Waiting for the ball to come back in.
So let's see what structure they come out with their
They're coming out
kick-outs.
the numbers again to the
Yeah.
nearer side here, Craig. We've got
Yep.
Fry bringing it in. He's running off straight out of the box, but he's brought it out.
No,
the other
one on
side.
one. One on one. Walhooter
gone.
and Isaac Obviously Mackenzie. Here we go.
gone for
2 on 2.
Goldharder.
2 on 2.
It's
2
gone
on
to
2.
Mackenzie.
They've done well, Nuri, though.
They've wrapped it up. Ball held up.
Willaston did well to recover that
They did.
situation.
They'll keep them
I
guessing.
thought Nuri were on top of that and almost got out for a real quick entry.
You can see they pushed all numbers to this side of the ground, to the grandstand side of the ground, and they left Walhooter and Mackenzie
aces.
one-on-one to back up.
Two ace players out there to win the contest.
But Nuri obviously very accountable and manning up on those two guys. Got a Nuri player down behind play from that
Ball
last
coming in.
clash.
Ball brought to ground again. Bodies everywhere. Handparks comes out quick on the left, and they've goaled it. Nuri's goaled it.
Nuri
no,
with a quick goal.
No, he's missed it.
He's got a miss.
Fooled
but
everybody here, Mike.
we see a Nuri player still on his knees at half forward.
Let's see what they do now, Craig. Go for the numbers, or we go for.
Yeah, well, Mackenzie's setting up on the other side there, Joe. You can
Yes,
see that. And
yes.
then obviously Walhooter's on the other side. So there's the two one-on-ones.
So Aaron Laverty's obviously still feeling the
So there,
effects
once
of a
again,
big
we're
hit.
set up again.
He's presented for
Yep.
the opportunity. They're
Yep.
presented. Up to Fry to choose which avenue. He's done it again. He's gone for the run.
Geez, you back Walhooter against young Henke, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Good leg by Fry.
Yep.
Puts it out to Waldharder,
Bang,
and he
there you
does
go.
mark it this time.
Yep.
Well done, Josh. Puts it out. Finds Riggles. Riggles centre wing, looking to give it off. Dummies it. Good boy. Gives it out to the captain. Keeps on running for Erlen. Passes it off to Rigney. Rigney
And this
puts
is
it in
Willaston's
long.
game.
This is what we want. We've got Housen setting himself. Gave the heave ho. We've got Elbro coming through. Pushes it out and forward. Paddles it out in front of him. Recovers. Taking a shot on goal. No,
Oh.
he sets it up. Kicks it out. Punched away by Nuri. They're coming out with the run now. They're
That
bringing
was
it out.
magical by Elbrow.
Long kick out to centre wing for
needed to take
Nuri.
it. Oh, he's battled up. He's battled up. Whoop.
Good body. Brings it into Fry's done well. He's brought it to ground.
But
He's wrapped it up.
That piece of magic from Elbrow is what we expect from a male medalist. in
Male
the prelim
medalist,
final.
2021 male medalist, and had the coolness to just paddle in front of him, get possession, present.
Nuri with a tap to their advantage.
They're pushing
Handball
it
forward. Cut off by the Donnybrooks. Fry now on top of it.
Comes to bodies, wrapped up.
Nuri unable to break out of that stoppage. A lot of physical work, as you've been saying, Craig.
Ruck up again. Reckway.
There he
Clinch
goes.
comes
Oh,
run.
Clinch
comes
trying
from
to get
the
through.
run,
He's been
gives the
taken
handpass
down.
out.
And that is holding the ball. Good decision from the umpire.
Pumps. No, got to come back.
Just a little stat there for you, boys. In the first quarter, we talked about tight, congested, tested footy. They had 16 repeat ball-ups.
Wow.
So
Shows
you can see how
a lot of people around the body not getting the space, Craig.
It's been a trend in BLG footy this season. Ball up after
Good mark
ball
by
up.
Clark.
Well, good defensive play there from the
Outbodied
Donnybrooks.
him. Looks like to bring it
He's
across
now looking
Jamie
for
Clark.
a target.
Goes off short to Davis. Back pocket, Deacon.
We've got Rigney
Brings
out
it
on
up
the
the
wing
line.
with Waldhooter. Free kick paid there.
Might have just gone out of bounds.
Going Nuri's way.
I think the breeze out there is still playing a bit with the ball. It's cold. Brings it in on from Nuri. Nobody actually wins it. Comes to ground to Godfrey. Hands off to Elbro. Elbro off to Fry again. Playing a great game for Ashley Fry. Puts it in front of Connolly. Bounces behind him. Puts a tackle. Nuri pumps it in line. We've got Clinch coming for the contest. Elbro.
Watt picking the ball up beautifully.
We've got Nuri working
Takes
it
it
through.
back.
33-50. Taking a shot now. They worked it across. They just kept possession of it.
Aaron Laverty had more time than he realised.
Inside 50, boys, 8-1 in favour of Nuri.
Yeah, they're
Getting out of control. They're using the wind beautifully.
They're using the breeze. They've had the attack.
But they're also giving Willaston no room to move when they try and come out.
Fry bringing it out again. Looks to go long.
They're not hitting the scoreboard as yet.
Comes to ground.
A lot of
Connolly
Nuri players up at that
collects,
contest.
looks up. Quick kick away. Out to Walter. Walden hands off quick to
Beautiful
the captain.
hands.
Earlham looks up. Goes to Housen. Housen sets and marks. It'll be about 45-50. Plays on quickly, Mickey. He's gone for goals. And he puts it straight through. That's what they wanted.
That's really painful for Nuri after dominating the play for so long to give up an easy goal like that.
That's what Willow were looking for, that quick play, the hands off, and the
aggression.
Well done, Donnie Brooks.
But we saw that there, the combination of Walton taking the mark and the
quick hands off to Earlham.
Instinctive hands.
Lovely
to
kick,
Earlham.
Earlham to
They
Housen.
know each other so well. They play as a unit.
Housen played on to his strength and went on the left and put it straight. The goal umpire didn't even move.
Easiest job of the day for the goal umpire.
2 points in it. 11.5 minute mark of the second quarter. Waldharder busts through, puts it onto the boot. Come for it, punched away.
Nuri coming back now, hack kick around the corner.
Rigney collects, dances, looking up for the quick kick away.
Rigney's a really impressive pickup.
Off to Walton, puts it in front
It was
of
a late
Housen
pickup
again,
after
and
the
Marks,
season
he's found, he's
started.
grabbing, he's marking him now, Craig. He's got his hand sticky now.
But Rigney was a late pickup after they had their season plans set. They managed to fall onto a player who really adds a dynamic edge.
North Adelaide footballer
Yeah.
as well, Mike, so he's got the quality. And
But he adds a running and
Mickey's
a
gone
carrying
for it,
ability.
and it's swirling. Punched. No, hit the post. You know, quality player, and he can great skill, great speed, and nous as
But
well.
he also complements exactly what Willaston already had.
He fits into it, indeed, and ran that role well and keeps running it well.
And another cog in the Indigenous
Indeed,
unit that
very
the Willaston
proud
Football
member
Club have.
of the Indigenous
They
members
have a
of
great
the
Indigenous
club.
history.
Clinchy comes out with it.
But the boys in this
And
team,
the boys, there we go. To
And-
Rigney, sells a dummy, gives it out to Clinchy again. Clincher under the hammer, gives a hand pass off to Walden, spins himself out of trouble.
oh, the old man,
Pumps
with
it
beautiful
in
move.
long. Puts her up for Petrohalis. Comes to ground. Nuri kicks it out to foot race. Davis, you're on. Go Deacon. Collects, gives the hands out to Kelpie Harrison with a touch onto Waldharder. Well done, Wally.
Waldharder
Taken high
tackled
with
well.
strength. Gets through the tackle, gives the hands off. Donny's going forward. Loose
Sizer with an ugly kick.
Wrapped up. No mark.
But it's
I
back
think-
to what I was saying about the Willaston Indigenous connection.
Yes.
They've done a great job honouring those boys this year, not only the current crop, but players past and present.
Present, indeed.
Their Indigenous round Guernsey was something to behold, and also the respect they showed with the ceremony at the ground.
Indeed. And even that Tuesday night, Sean Childs showed us the Guernsey at training night and had all the guys in together. And the words he said were very moving, and we all felt so proud of the boys and to be part of them as well.
Yes, definitely much respect to the Willaston Football Club for what they've done this year.
It's an honour.
So the ball going long out to the outer side. Nuri take it first. He slips but gets up. Drives the ball down the outer wing.
Got Davis running onto it.
Nuri player takes the ball.
Bentley
Handball
takes
in.
it off.
Oh, he's
Held up.
Coughed that up. Knocks it back.
Pushes it out again. Comes out to
And-
Clark. Clark gathers. Gives to Davis. Davis, quick kick. Centre wing to East. East takes a chest mark.
East
Looking
the
around.
beast.
Come on, Zach. What are you going to do? He looks to go long. Pumps it in long for the Donnies. We've got Walton by himself. Brings it to ground. Over the line.
And we'll have a ball in on the half-forward flank on the outer side.
Clark's done a fantastic job, James Bentley.
Jamie Clark, he's done well, and he's managed to provide a bit of drive from himself as well, Craig.
And James Bentley on the back of a brilliant...
Holding the
season.
ball, grabbed his arm, it's got to be, yes. Ump sees that Mackenzie, what a
Yes.
tackle by Isaiah Mackenzie. Held on to him like a little bull terrier.
And has got this ball 45 metres from goal. He'll be kicking from
Bit
just
of a
outside
stiff breeze
50.
still.
But James Bentley, as we were saying, 55 goals for the season, leading goal kicker in the competition. Went from being a midfielder in the past to becoming a key forward. It's been a great season for the young man.
Mackenzie lining up for the Donnybrooks. They've responded, they've lifted.
They're playing well into the wind.
Here comes Isaiah McKenzie. Kicking from about 48. Goes on to his left. Puts it in long. And he's hit the post.
Distance clearly not an issue.
Bit of the breeze has died down again, so she's up and down.
Score's tied now.
Bit like this game.
We're halfway through the second quarter of the 2021 prelim final.
That's a big kick.
That
Long
is a
kick.
huge kick, almost making it to the centre wing.
Davis making a foot race, comes out, puts the pressure on, tries to gather, takes it over the line, another throw in. Right at the front of the Donnybrooks coaching box.
And Willaston again hoping to nullify this quarter so that Newry don't get the advantage of the breeze.
McKenzie doing the ruck, palms
Jumps
it
up
off.
in front of the two
Elliott
ruckman.
running after it.
And the mullet
Tackles.
just-
The ball comes out again. Balls to ground. Another tackle.
I'm just in awe of the physicality of these two teams. This is what we came to see.
Comes through. Waldharder gathers for the Donnies. Shrugs off another tackle. Hands out. Intercepted by Newry.
Yes, great work
Pushes
from the
it long.
Tigers.
Contest. McKenzie comes out with
Young
the
Jack
ball.
Henke.
He's looking.
Working hard.
Looking again. We've got someone free. We had Elbroy make the tackle. Unfortunately,
Giving away a free
the
kick.
umpire said.
Holding. So we've got the Tigers now going forward.
Newry
Finds a
bring
man
it
in the
down the
middle.
centre. And McGod
Finds young Jack Henke on his own in the forward line. With the wind behind him, Jack has got this distance.
got a good chance of making it, Mike. We'll be kicking from
I'd back him in to kick this. He's
with
a
the
little
breeze.
goal sneak.
If the breeze is as strong as, probably died down a bit compared to what it was, but still.
Only 10 goals for the season, but he is in the team for this purpose. He's a goal sneak. Coming in now.
Kick
Gets
on the
onto it
way.
well.
And it's drifted to the
Drifted
right.
to the right, so a minor score for the Tigers.
Scores are locked away. 3 goals. Well, actually, 3 goals, 6 apiece. 18-minute mark of the second quarter. We've got the Donny zoning up. We've got Sean Childs kicking it out. Making his mind up. Comes to the inner wing. Goes long.
Holds up in the breeze.
Clinch goes up for a flyer and
Michael
absolutely
Clinch,
brings
what a
down
grab.
a ripper.
I'm
Michael
calling
Clinch,
that mark
your
of the day
legend.
already.
Class player Michael Clinch. The veteran goes down the line. Pumps it long. Everyone sets, unfortunately.
Big mark there. Big
Newry
Mitch
boy.
Norton in
Big
defence.
Norton marks it for
He's one of the
Newry.
biggest men on the field and just proved it there. He'll pump the ball forward again. On his left.
Pumps it in long for Newry.
Is the wind.
Set themselves. Comes to Davis. Davis gives the kicks away.
Lockie Elliott with a massive tackle
Good
there.
body Lockie. Brings it to ground. Another tackle.
Took
Another
the
ball up.
Newry coach Kyle Jenner to ground. You see Ryan and Sizer.
Sizer gets the palm away.
Goes to a Newry player who's dumped immediately, and that's a dangerous tackle.
Play on. Newry's running into an open goal. Takes a shot and bottles
Yes,
it.
Jack Henke missed a goal just moments ago, but pounced on that one like a seagull on a chip.
What happened there, Mike?
That was a
Craig?
dangerous tackle in the contest.
Let's look in replay and a slump tackle. I
Sling
think
tackle,
sling
yes,
tackle.
or dangerous
I think
tackle they call it these days. And
They're
it was
pretty
definitely there. I think that was the perfect call. And Newry played on to advantage, took the game on.
They're pretty hot on that, even at
They have been.
all levels. Like it's just been really, if you hang on to them too long in a dangerous tackle with the head injuries and concussions. Yeah.
They want to stamp it out the game.
And we like that. We like the players being protected when they go for the ball. But Ryan with a big tap there.
Tackled by
Newry player
Earlham. Well done.
taken
Lockie
down,
Elliott gives
loses
the
the
hands
ball.
out for Rigney to run onto. Gathers, looks up, puts it in short. What have we got there? I can't see behind. We got Elbro. Takes the mark. Looking to pump it in long for the Donnies. Goes in. Pumps it in. Had Godfrey by himself. Makes the contest out to Elbro. Elbro tackled. Ball comes out. Spills over. And it will be a ball throw in.
Right in front of the Newry box almost.
21-minute mark in the second quarter.
Size with a tap doesn't advantage anyone. Nuri looking to break
Tackling
free.
Elbro bursts through the pack, looks up, puts it out in front of Mackenzie. Lovely
McKenzie,
mark by Isaiah
Great body
Mackenzie.
work on the
One-hander.
lead. Juggles the mark.
And even being held on to. Which one do you want to take, the mark or the free?
It was excellent, strong body work
We
there.
saw Mackenzie hit the post from about this angle and the distance before, so has he got this one straighter? Hopefully he has.
I think the wind is going to be the key factor here. The wind drops off.
He's brought it across again and it finds McCormack. Brody Cormack.
Just hanging out at the front of the contest. Bit of
Cormack
luck,
be
but also
lining up.
smart, knowing that his teammate was kicking into the wind.
Normally a backman. What's
Indeed.
his chances, Joe?
Oh, he's got a good leg, Brody. One of the best in the club, actually, I have to say. So I'll back him from here.
There you go.
Brody, I backed you, son. He's a lovely leg. Well done, Isaiah Mackenzie. Well done, Brody Cormack. Nah, at training, he's a lace. He is a lace outer. So, had confidence in him there, Craig.
But for a backman, naturally a forward gets front position, but he just read that off the boot.
He read it
quicker
well.
than anyone. Yeah.
He's actually played a lot in the centre as well on the ball, so swapping on the half forward line as well, Craig. So he's got that nous of forward line ability as well. So he's just a gun in all
Just
positions.
because you're a backman doesn't mean you're dumb.
Here we go. Rucks up.
Sizer with a
Sizer.
good tap.
Good tap away.
Lockie Elliott.
Elliott comes in with the body, brings it to ground, wraps it up with Waldharder coming over the top. I think another bounce will see. Scores locked away.
Willaston really starting to stamp their mark on this quarter.
Another tap. Donny's going into the forward line. We've got Housen coming out, but the ball bounced another way. Comes out to Mackenzie onto his left. Finds Elbro by
Open
himself.
space.
Foot race. And Yuri would be happy to take it
Very
over
well
for a
defended there,
point.
coming
Plays on
straight back
quickly.
in, coming down the middle. Finding Rosenzweig for a strong mark.
Watt.
What?
6.
46 what?
James Watt takes the mark. Pumps it in long for Nuri. Clinchy sets himself. Ball comes to ground. Michael's got it again. Clinch gives it out to McKelvey. Mackenzie uses his pace. One bounce. He gives a hand pass out to Housen. Housen to
Ahead.
Waldharder.
Flash ahead.
Free kick. Play on. What's happened here? Bit of a high tackle, I think
There was
it
a
could
bit
have
of
been.
clash of heads there. I don't
It
think it was
may have
anything
been.
high. It was just they both the boys were going for the footy at a clash of heads, I reckon.
Wow.
Oh, well, you'd rather see an umpire protect.
Oh, no, it was a late tackle. He took out Harry Mackenzie after he gave the disposal. Very late.
So umpire Herman right, we were wrong.
Indeed.
As
Housen
he
brings
always
it
is.
in. Out to Earlham. Earlham's. Oh!
Hit the back inside of the post.
Hit the post, Tyson. Great leg from the captain.
Very
Unfortunately,
hard to hit the back side of the post.
Unfortunately, yeah, the wind must have pushed it into it.
Nuri clearing now.
We've got Willaston up by a
Finding
point.
Lockie Westlake, young man who's had an excellent season.
Yours, Sean Childs, eyes all over it, but it runs out. Another throw in.
Yeah, Westlake's a player who's really come on for the Tigers this year. Was one of the best under 21 players at the Zone Championships.
Lovely. Ball being thrown in. Comes out Sizer. Ball swishes a bit in the wind.
Yeah, the
and
wind really caught that one.
It will be
so
brought
the
back in
umpire's
again.
calling it back, which is a great decision. Jack Henke sitting at the front of this contest, all on his own.
That's a better throw in. Ruckman set themselves. Comes to ground.
Henke thrown out of that
Petrahalis
contest.
wraps it up for the Donnies. Brings it in. Wraps it all up.
Another stoppage, boys. That's the 17th repeat.
Wow. Pretty similar to the first quarter on that number,
Yes,
Craig.
absolutely. Once again, there's a spare for Willaston.
Comes out to
back.
Petrahalis onto the boot to Mackenzie. Ball comes to floor. Isaiah's got enough skill to gather. Palms off to Connolly. Mackenzie keeps running, looking to drive it in long for the Donnies. Puts it onto the
Gets
boot.
under it.
Lovely mark by Housen. Eyes all over it, giving himself the best opportunity. 35 out.
Mackenzie put some air under that one and just let Housen run
onto it as he can do. Great play, Donnie Brooks. That's what we like to see again, the run.
That's the sign of a smart midfielder. He puts the ball where he wants the forward to lead.
Just an area. Instead of being the millionaire kick worm burner,
That's
it's actually
right.
to an area where he can push off his opponent.
Judges
Get
get to there.
And left footer Housen coming
Housen
in.
coming through. Stiff breeze. He's put it straight through, I reckon. He has indeed.
Judge that well.
Well done,
The
Donnie
breeze
Brooks, against the
popped up
breeze.
just as he kicked.
That's his third.
He's kicked 3, Mickey.
Yep.
Oh, this quarter?
No, 2
No,
this quarter.
2. He's kicked 2 this quarter. Well done, Mickey Housen.
4th mark inside 52.
Really starting to stamp his authority on the game.
I think both sides have had their moments, and it's reflective on the scoreboard. 2 points in it, nearly half time, gentlemen. So 27-minute mark of the second quarter.
8 points in it now.
Yeah, 4-6.
8 points in it. There we go. 8 points.
We need electronic scoreboard, mate.
Yeah, I reckon.
That's what we need. They should have got Kapunda.
That's okay. We've got Sam here keeping us up to date.
Good boy, Sam.
If you ever want to catch some really good sports action on YouTube, 180 Creations, like and subscribe.
Cormac trying to control. Good heavy body from the clinch. Comes and
Big
spirals
bump.
himself.
Jack Henke
Out of
laying
control.
on the ground now.
Kicks it off.
Grabbing
Well
his
marked by Rigney again. Kicking from 50. We've got a Nuri player down. Doesn't look
Jack
the best.
Henke got collected in that last contest.
Punched
No,
over.
not Henke. Might have been Watt.
Willaston done fantastic.
They've done well. They've 8 points up now. Nuri tried. And now a fresh error comes out for Nuri. Holding on to the Donnies, to Brooksy. Matthew Brooks looking to bring it in for the Donny Brooks.
I'll give it to Fry.
Comes it over to Ashley Fry. No, got to bring it back. Umpire's called it back. Back to Michael Clinch. Puts it in long to the captain, Tyson Erlam.
Yeah, Willaston are patient. They're working the ball into this breeze.
Switches it again, back to Fry.
They know that the rewards come if you just take your time.
They'll wait for the opening, for the opportunity. Keep possession. Frizy marshalling the troops. He's going short again. Goes to Housen. Bit too much on it. Goes over for another throw-in.
Willaston won't mind that.
Here we
As
go,
the siren
half-time.
sounds for half-time. First half of the prelim final for 2021 is in the book. And we have Willaston 5-8, leading Nuriootpa 4-5. 4-6, sorry. Craig, how do you see the first half?
Well, so much for the talk of the win does all the damage, because both quarters, both sides structurally, defensively, set up really well.
Yes.
So, you know, everyone says the 3-4 goal breeze, which I think still is, but it just goes to show, even Willaston in that second half of that quarter, you know, they had more inside 50s.
Yes,
And-
they did, and they were patient. They worked the ball. They were willing to share it around sideways until they got the right look.
Yeah, and just a key stat there, even the Nuri were going with the breeze, Willaston still had 6 marks inside 50 to Nuri's 1. It's a key
Yes.
stat for me.
But the Tigers didn't have any clean entry into their forward line.
Nah. What we call is connections. Just once again, just finding that it's all right to go in. It's just where you go in and where you want to have your shots for goal inside 50.
And I credit Willaston's pressure through the midfield and coming out of their forward line as the key for that. Nuri just didn't have the chance to set up the way they wanted.
No, and both sides are playing obviously +1 behind the footy too around the stoppages, and that's negating everything that's going on. But sometimes you've got to lower your eyes, even though that you're kicking with the breeze. There's always to lower the eyes and execute well going inside 50.
And we saw Michael Clinch start to have an impact late in that second quarter. And if he can start to get his hands on the ball more in the second half, Willaston are going to be well placed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and look, it's still in the balance. The third quarter, they like to call it, is the premiership quarter. We'll have to see the next 20-25 minutes, Mike.
Yes, I'm excited to see it. And it's a beautiful day here at Gawler Oval, the mecca of Craig Dorr. He's one of the favourite sons here at Gawler Central. Crowd is probably not as big as I would have expected, but still okay.
Yeah, the breeze is going obviously right to left, going towards the town end as it always does here. But the centre clearances are 2 to 8 in favour of Willaston. Ground clearance is 19 to 17 in favour of Nuriootpa, 19 to 27 in favour of Willaston, and marks inside 50. Been a blustery day, not a good day for key forwards, but 3 to 7 in favour of Willaston.
Yes, and Willaston, again, they're not key forwards that Willaston pack. It's Michael Howson's 6'1".
Yeah.
And players like that are the guys they're kicking to.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's basically, it's been a half between the 50 metre arcs, 50 metres defensively is how they set up behind the footy and things like that. So, and like Clinch is starting to get into it. Their midfield are starting to gel, and that second half of that quarter, they started to show a little bit of initiative and started to get the momentum back and pumping the ball, or not pumping the ball, because they're very patient going forward, Willaston, whereas I think going forward, Nuri were a little bit rushed.
Nuri got lulled into the breeze doing the work for them, I think.
Yeah, classic.
Much like Willaston possibly did in that first quarter. It's all about discipline from now on, and Willaston gave away less free kicks that quarter than they did in the first, and I think Jar's message was to actually play our football and not be lulled into doing whatever the opposition want you to.
Yeah, and the tackle count, like they're up to, what was it, the tackle count 40 Willaston, 34 Nuri. You know, that's pretty high intensity, and if you average about 80, you're going very well, so that's a good standing.
Yes, if you get 80 tackles in a game of BLG football, you are in the contest no matter what.
Yep, absolutely.
And game breakers, who do you see as potential game breakers for either side in this third quarter?
Well, you would hope a little bit more out of your gun forward for Nuri. Obviously, James Bentley's been well held by Jamie Clark. That's a key for me. That kicking 55 goals and being the leading goal kicker, he's been well held. And you look at the other end, a smaller forward as far as Housen, he's kicked 3 now.
Yes.
And a little bit of differences going inside. But game breakers, look, we haven't seen a lot of Damasi, Scott Hopner, whereas you think the likes of Isaiah McKenzie, he's starting to get a lot of the footy. So him now.
He is, but he's also getting in the right area between centre and half forward.
Yeah. And I expect Walhooter in this third quarter to start in the middle as many times as he can as a ball up and then drift forward and try to get the opposition.
He's a bull and he will run straight through the contest. So yes, beautiful work at this point of the game. The 2021 prelim final, exactly what we wanted to see, a tough, hard-fought contest. South Gawler would have to be really happy watching this. They would be loving the situation at the moment because Willaston and Nuri smacking the living daylights out of each other here. No serious injuries as yet, but a lot of players that will be feeling the pain. Okay, we'll leave you for just a moment. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Welcome back to the 2021 prelim final here at Gawler Oval. Just still in the halftime break. Two teams have both come back out onto the oval, warming up. And we're ready for what should be an absolute cracker of a second half. Scores are currently Willaston 5-8, leading Nuri 4-6. So an 8-point margin to the Donnybrooks, who will be kicking with the breeze in the third quarter, even though the breeze not really a factor at this stage in scoring. Both teams have done better into the wind, but defensively they're structuring up very well. And starting to get a bit of cloud rolling in, getting a little cool here now. The wind not dropping at all. It's going to be a really interesting second half. If you are tuning in, definitely like and subscribe for 180 Creations. South Australian footballer, really happy to have you on board. It's been a great season of BLG footy with only 6 quarters to go. Six quarters to go for the season, so one of these teams will progress next week, the other, their season will be in tatters. Craig, you've been in this situation before as a coach and as a player. What does it feel like at the moment?
The unfortunate part from my coaching career is that I've lost 3 prelims.
I wasn't going to bring numbers into it.
But as a player, this is a time of place, and at half time you reassess what's going on, and even as a coach you reassess what's working and what your deficiencies are, and it's actually being in the moment and take the most of your opportunities.
Is it a fear of losing or the chance of winning that is prevalent?
Never a fear of losing, I don't think. I've never had the fear of losing, only because we haven't gone in as the top dogs, if you know what I mean. So I don't think there's a fear. I don't think that's never been an issue. I think it's making the most of your opportunities, and when it's present, you need to stand up in crucial moments.
And looking at the two teams, in terms of veteran experience, I'd say Willaston have a clear advantage there. They've got a lot of veteran players in their side that have played finals footy, played in prelims, played in grand finals. Ash Fry, Sean Childs, Matt Brooks, Sam Walton. A number of these guys have all played on the big stage, and I think they will in themselves be finding an inner calm at the moment.
Yeah, and then you got the experience of the other end, with obviously Nuri with Billy Nichols and Kyle Jenner, their playing coach, and Scott's been around a fair bit. I think they would have played in a couple of flags over in the CMS Crows as well. So all those that's where I think they've come from. The boys, didn't they? The Bentley boys, they come
Correct.
from CMS Crows. So yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot of inexperience, but once again, I think it gets back to one is keeping your structures, keeping your the process that's actually got you to here. And then, mate, I think it's going to be all about getting the most of the opportunities. Just before we go, Mike, there's obviously just a big shout out. I've got a text message from Jason Rowe, who's watching the footy in Cairns. Shout out to you, Big Rowie. Obviously, you're good mates with Damien Herzik, and obviously a cousin of Andrew Jarman. So,
Jason, I hope the weather is fantastic up there, and I hope the beers are going down beautifully.
Yep. And a shout out to Rod Knight as well, who's up in Queensland, and he'll be watching this live stream.
Former
and
Gawler Central president.
That's
and
him, Matt Knight,
SANFL director.
That's right, that's him. That's Rod Knight. He's up in Queensland now, so a big shout out to him. Big shout out to my kids, Talia and Arabella. There, I think they're tuning into the website as well today, the YouTube. So
also throw a big shout out to Troy Benny watching over on the West Coast, over at Port Lincoln.
Jackie Boy will be having a few bets over there. There's no doubt, Mike.
A few or a few more than that. Yes.
His best bet was today I think it was race 8, number 12, Tufane, apparently. So
he goes okay.
He does, yes. Him and Chrissy McLean have got their own podcast, and Worms Bet, they like to call it, and they like to call themselves a bit of a thing here. So we're moving into the action here, Mike, and Joey's gone down to have a cigarette and we don't discourage
He's
any
gone
smoking.
to chase a jacket because
he's
starting
chasing
to
a
get
jacket.
cool up here in the commentary position.
Okay,
I'm sure he's got a Ray White corporate jacket in the car.
Okay, here's a key moment, boys. Obviously, McKendy has gone forward, so has Warhunter. So in the middle we have for Willaston we've got Elbro, we have got Petrolos and Erlin. So there you go.
That's an interesting start. I wouldn't have picked that for the start of the half.
Especially for Mackenzie and Warhunter forward too, and they've given a lot of space inside their forward 50 too.
Ball up, and Sizer goes up, gets the ball down. He follows it up with a little tap onwards, but Nuri able to hold it up now. Strong tackle there. Big tap there for the Tigers. And they're able to wrap up Ash Fry, who's pushed up into the middle. And another repeat ball up. Sizer with an easy tap there. Clinch with a hack kick out of the contest. Lands on a player's head, but unable to take the mark.
Oh, he's paid holding on.
It's a big call.
Was a big call.
Flies out to an outnumber there, but Willaston able to collect. Handball over the top. Quick kick in. Bounce safely out of bounds, and Joey's back. He's got his jacket.
Hey, Mike. Indeed.
Very disappointed it's not a corporate jacket, not a Century 21.
No, Ray White.
Craig Moore.
That's after hours. So, at the football, proudly promote the Donnybrook colours. But she's cold. It's freezing. That wind is cold. So it hasn't really died down a bit.
And Yuri able to clear out of defence. High ball. Only one player went up for it.
That was Lavity. Should have really taken that, really. But they've done well,
Handball
Nuri.
over. Banging the ball out to the wing and out of bounds on the full.
Ash Fry to bring it in for the Donnies.
He's got players in the middle he can look at.
No, Jamie Clark to bring it in for the Donnies. Off to Ash Fry.
Handball's back to Ash
Here
Fry,
we go,
who runs
Ash.
around to the player on the mark.
Left foot
Just
over.
gets
Oh, he's
around.
good enough to give off the hands. Rigney puts it down. Wildhatter sets for the Donnybrooks.
A lot of Newry players back in the defensive 50. Ball rush through for a minor score.
What do we think at three-quarter time, boys? What do you think? Willaston need to be, 3 or 4 up?
I think they need to be at least 3 goals up and playing with momentum.
Yeah, you're probably not far off. More the better always.
Strong mark coming out there for all Lockie
Well,
Westlake.
We'll take 3, 4, 5 or 6, but
But
no,
not
they've-
just the score. I
need
think
the
they need
buffer.
to have the game by the throat and playing in control.
couple of early
Newry
ones.
working the ball well out of defence here, taking their time.
Just very patient with the footy in the back half. Just wait for the right option.
They know they're going into the win now. They're not going to waste it.
Pack sets, ball comes to ground.
Another ball up here. One of Craig's favourite stats.
A repeat ball up.
You make a good umpire, Craig.
Sizer palms it away.
Newry with a clear and kick.
Run by Schultz to block it. Ball comes out to centre wing. Collected by... Go the Donnies. Elliott off to Rigney. Rigney streaming into 50. Lets loose.
Goes to
Brings it out to
top of the
Hausen.
square.
Takes a hander. Going after it. Ball comes to ground. Body's wrapped up. Puts a tackle on. That's pretty... Oh, he's given him the benefit of the doubt. Well tackled Mackenzie.
Great defensive pressure from the Willaston forwards there.
So Lockie Westlake's gone to Housen. Is that the matchup we can look at here, boys?
Yes. But might look to run off him. It's part of Westlake's strong suit.
Ball comes to floor, wrapped up.
Getting dark here at Gawler Oval.
Might have to put the lights on.
And cold.
And cold and breezy. Have another scotch, Craig. Or a beer, mate.
Anyone who's got a spare jumper out there, please. Another repeat ball up, boys.
Sign of the time.
Yep.
Big
And
punch away by Newry. Finds some oval.
Newry
Davis
with the third man up there.
brings it to floor, tackled, wrapped up. About 49 metres from the Donnybrook goals. Inside 50. Wildhatter going for the tap. Gets the tap away. Gets it again. Like a
Wrapped
wild
up in a
ball in
tackle.
there. Brings it to floor, wrapped up.
I would not want any part of Josh Wildherter when he's moving through
Not on
like
a
that.
good day, not on a bad day. Not on any day.
If I was in a car, I'd still be worried.
Probably not. That's right.
Newry moving
brings
the ball
it
out of defence
Brooksy
here. Cut
collects.
off.
What a champion bloke.
Umpire
he is
paid.
too, Walpeter.
Umpire's paid a free kick going Newry's way. Player dumped after the ball had gone. Lockie Elliott, the offender. Tigers going forward now. And big strong mark taken at the front of the contest.
Bentley.
Oh, good kick.
Puts
Great
it in
kick.
front. Puts it in front of Rosenweg.
Rosenzweig.
Rosenzweig.
Wheels around.
Oh, he's got around him.
Sold
He's
some
got-
candy.
Nah,
They got clinched down in defence.
Didn't have anyone forward of him at that point. He was 45 metres from goal and had no options.
Clear numbers of the Donnies were down there.
Here we go. Here we go, Joe. Kick out again.
Numbers or
Numbers.
individuals?
I
He's
think
for
they're
the-
going numbers. Walhoyter's found his way
We've
out.
got Fry bringing it out.
He's got him. He's got
And
him.
he's gone Josh Waldhatter. He's got a paddock to run into. Bad bounce.
Really doesn't
Unfortunately,
favour him.
Un-
And Newry, great effort there from that player.
It was on, but the bounce
Rosenzweig.
wasn't. Fry
Rosenzweig.
comes in.
Ty
Lays a
Rosenzweig,
tackle.
young man, you would have played against his father, Marty.
Yeah,
Right.
great family. Good player too, Marty, in his day. Centre
Captain
half
hair
back.
gel.
It's amazing when you play against all these lads and now you see their sons coming through. It's fantastic.
It's quite an amazing feeling. And to play against their fathers and to play against their sons is another feeling again, Craig. So
I got to call a game earlier in the year where Hudson Vivian became the
wow.
first third generation player in the BLG era.
Amazing.
to play A-grade football.
And my daughter Talia ended up playing netball this year as her first year in the Go Ones at Gawler Centrals, and that's the 4th generation through the club.
Beautiful, Craig. No, that's what it's about.
Family involvement is country football and netball's greatest strength. As we see Nuri working the ball forward now. Laverty
gives it off.
Hopner.
Hopner looking to bring it down into attack for Nuri. Palms it off short.
Good mark taken. Laverty again. Getting busy he is. And it's a good lead and honoured. And James Bentley having his first shot, or possibly having his first shot for the day. It's a fair way out. He is looking for options.
He's had one opportunity in the second quarter there, Mike, and he offline, but it's the first time he's really presented himself.
Drives the ball low and hard. Goes through for a minor score.
Yeah, you see they've been a little bit more, they've been a lot more patient, haven't they, going into the breeze. They're waiting for that option, that short option, that 10-2 option.
And Willaston coming out now. What's the pattern?
No, see, Rigney went to the right, to the left of screen. He's come out to numbers.
Long way. And Sizer goes up and almost takes a big grab. Clinch. Ball came to him as it came down, but unfortunately all cleared up. So we'll have a boundary throw in on the centre wing. And ball is going to come back to the boundary umpire. Ball fell a bit short.
They've had a big day, the boundary umpires. I feel sorry for them. With this breeze being so tricky today, they've had a couple of repeats. In they go again.
That's better. And wrapped up immediately in the tackle. Repeat ball up.
Repeat ball up again. As I said, the first quarter was 15, 18 in the second quarter, and we've already had 8 already this quarter. So you can see that it's very tight and congested.
And we are only 9 minutes into the third quarter. I'm still waiting to see which team is really going to take a chance and break this game open in the premiership quarter.
It's a big arm wrestle. There's no doubt about that. It's been like that from way to go. So first one to relinquish the pressure.
Willaston with a quick tap on there. Finds Clinch. He's out in the open. Going forward. Clears over the top of Howson. Howson running back towards goal, but the ball beats him over the boundary. And we'll have a throw in probably 10 metres around from the Willaston goal. Now we have almost every player, well, we do have every player on the field forward of centre in Willaston's half of the ground.
Ball wrapped up again.
Repeat ball up again just for Craig Dorr.
Thanks, Mike. I love me stats, mate.
There goes the great Peter Vivian. 308 games for Central Districts. A club legend at Gawler Centrals as well.
And a great human being, more important.
A very good, and a great insurance broker.
Had him as a senior coach for 8 years.
8 years?
Oh, absolutely.
Any flags, Craig?
No, not quite, unfortunately, mate. But
only good players were in that team.
He was ahead of his game.
He was. Yep.
As far as his tactically and his coaching style, fantastic.
Yep.
Great players coach.
Yep.
And a great bloke.
So we see ball up again.
Comes
Quick
out
kick out of the contest.
It's a goal. It's a goal for the Donnies. Who was that kicked by? Petrohalis. Well done, Ollie. Oliver Petrohalis comes out and kicks a goal for the Donnies. Much needed. Let's look in replay.
Goal 39 for the season.
He's come out of the ruck jewel and he's drifted in and he's just put it straight onto the boot.
Just read that beautifully. Kurt Sizer with a great palm down to a player running through the contest. That's where I think Willaston might get an advantage now. He's the only pure ruckman in the game. And his ruck craft, his ability to be able to bring the ball down to where he wants it, he could start to take over this contest. As we see that, he brings the ball down to his player again with Waldhuder, tracking the ball, bounce
coming out, Josh,
him.
brings it out to centre wing. Rigney able to
tap it to Rigney,
taken too high.
Taken high.
have the opportunity to bring it in for the Donnies.
Great
Brings it
ball
across to
control from
Mackenzie.
Waldhooter.
Mackenzie in the
Mackenzie
centre.
in his- in
Looking
his
up.
Left foot
On
bang.
that left.
Use the breeze. He brings it in long. Moss behind.
Goes
Ball goes
over the
over
contest.
everybody. Wrapped
Big
up.
Mitchy Norton at the back with the left
Oh,
foot.
don't like that
clears.
kick. I don't like that kick.
It's dangerous.
Waldhooter comes in. Elbro settles down to collect. Gathers. Looks. Puts it on to the left. Cormac. Petrohalis.
Petrohalis just waited and
He's come into the game.
went up over the back of the Nuriootpa player who was stuck under the flight of the ball.
Come on,
Beautiful
Oliver.
mark.
Petrohalis, he can do this. Look, Nuri were under pressure.
Yeah, it's getting a little excited, Joey.
Can't believe it.
I can imagine what you're like in an auction.
Oh, even a bit more energy, Mike.
Yes, if you're looking to buy or sell property in the northern suburbs,
Ray
this
White,
is the man
Craigmore.
to speak to.
Market is absolutely crazy at the moment, Mike, so
It would be, and
can't get enough to sell.
yes, you'd be a great person to deal with, a gentleman and just
Thank
a
you,
real
Mike.
professional.
Kind
so
words. And get the
definitely,
results.
if you are looking to get your house on the market, Joey's looking for places to sell.
Can't keep up with demand. We see a point for the Donnybrooks now. Nuri to bring it out.
Looking to break to the other side was
Madden.
Lockie Westlake. They're coming down the strong side. Bentley at the fall of the contest, taken high, I thought, but no. Wrapped up in a tackle, going to have a ball up on the half-forward flank. Sizer with a clear tap to the front of the contest, to a Willaston player, but he's wrapped up immediately. And what is it again?
A repeat baller.
Let me guess, as an umpire, you're one of those guys that loves the my bowl call.
Less the better, Mike, I reckon.
And the free kick going the way of Waldhooter was being held at that stoppage. Waldhooter now with a chance to pump it in long.
Josh, you couldn't even
A
go
couple of
this.
short leads on offer from Fry and Walton.
Pumps it in long.
Congested forward line, a lot of Nuri players back there.
Mossy comes in with a massive
Big
mark.
Hayden Moss, player I've been waiting for him to pop up. Came back into the Willaston side late in the season after hamstring injuries. I think he's really given them a new look, a really dynamic.
Another focal point up forward as well, and another
But
rock.
a player that can bring the ball to ground to bring his small forwards into it.
Big
But
and strong.
he just proved his value there. He's a backup ruckman as well. He's a big beast of a man.
Let's see how good his leg is. Can he do it today, Hayden? And he can. That's what the Donnybrooks needed.
Big roar from the Willaston fans. And with the wind at their backs, that's a goal they desperately needed.
Stretch out to 20 points now.
And that's the biggest lead of the day. And Willaston really starting to look like the more composed of the two teams.
They do. Even before the game, I sort of thought if anyone out of the two sides who were going to kick 12 goals plus to win the game of footy, Willaston was going to be that. And they're sort of on target now, whereas I don't think Nuru are going to... They'll try to put it into a scram of maybe 10 goals to 9 to win the game, but Willaston are more potent offensively. They've got the ability to kick 12 plus goals and really hit the scoreboard.
No, I think you're right there, Craig. I
Yes,
think it's
Case of
showing
winning
now.
the game rather than shutting down and saving the game.
Correct.
And it's probably the two coaches' opposing philosophies. Andrew Jarman, a real attacking player with flair, is coaching in that same manner. Kyle Jenner, a dour, tough inside midfielder. You see another repeat ball up.
So obviously they've dropped another one back. Jenner's gone back into the
Out to
fences at
Connolly.
plus
Connolly
one.
out to Mackenzie. He's finding a bit of it now.
And Sammy Walton's gone straight to
Gives it
Jenner.
out to Brooksy. Brooksy onto Connolly. Connolly finds it short to Walton. Walton, 54 metres out.
Walton's going to look to make Jenner accountable.
I think Sammy's going to put it in long. He puts it up there.
Looking for that hot spot.
Mickey.
Nuri player flies, gets it on the second grab.
Oh, Josh Waldhooter's hurt
Ooh,
badly.
looks like Wally's gone down in a bit. Maybe a bit of friendly fire again.
Just have a look at the replay here. Yeah, once again. Geez, he copped a big one there, big Wally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Bit of a knee from Mickey.
Yep.
Knee to the back of the head from a teammate.
Moss with strength brings it to floor. Ball spills out, all wrapped up. Another bounce.
Another repeat.
Another repeat bounce as Craig.
And we see
likes to
Waldherter still
say.
out there. He's a tough nut. He's perhaps the biggest, baddest bull in the competition. I think if you were at a rodeo, he's the bull you wouldn't want to ride.
I'd rather ride the bull than I'll take those chances.
I think we all would.
Ball up. 35 out from
A lot of
the
players
Donnies
around
goal.
this contest.
He's brought to ground.
He's taken down in a big tackle. Another player that would be hard to bring to ground. But all the players in the forward half for Willaston now. Nuri going very defensive, looking to shut the game down.
Punched
and Bold
out.
punched out to the back of the contest. High kick going forward.
Davis puts it forward.
And Bold just
Run out.
rolls out. Could have almost been on the full, but umpire pays the fairer decision, and it's a boundary throw in. A couple of metres around from the Willaston goals. Donnybrook's pressing hard. Nuri hanging on desperately.
Earlham comes in, spins, and he's goaled it. What a captain's goal. Tyson Earlham.
That's 2 goals out of stoppages in a row for the Donnybrooks. They really are putting Nuri to the sword.
The game's flowing a bit more Willaston's way with the free flow and run.
Just the pressure that they were able to keep the ball in their forward 50 for so long, Craig.
Yeah, not only that, but they've actually got the 2 stoppaging goals from actually on the move.
Yes.
And that's the best example you can create, is that you've got to be on the move. There's no use standing still
And
from a stoppage.
not only on the move, but heading towards goal.
I always like to tell our lads, like when I'm coaching, that we don't want to be the last one in the contest. You've got to have
Correct.
your spread from the contest. You've got to have speed away from the contest. And there's no use sitting in there where the contest is going to be. You've got to get to the next one.
No, Tyson Earlham just showed that again. Centre bounce.
And we're nearly 19 minutes into the third quarter.
Mackenzie out for the Donnybrooks. Hand pass it to
8
Fry.
goal 10,
Fry
leading
looks up,
Nuri
brings it in
4 goal
forward.
8.
To Walton. To Moss.
On
Crashes
Grant Bird's
bodies.
line scoreboard.
Nuri brings it out again to centre wing. Davis punches away and
Beautiful spoil and
gathers.
recover.
Out to Connolly. Connolly
That
looking to
is
bring it in.
Brilliant play from an unheralded player. Connolly's come into the game a bit this quarter. Really starting to have an impact, doing his job beautifully.
Brings it in long for the Donnybrooks. Ball comes to ground, comes to spill. Nuri bring it out.
High ball clearing, hasn't gained a lot of territory with the wind. Good tap back in there.
Mackenzie back to Elbroy, back to Mackenzie, Mackenzie to Elliott. Elliott off to Fry.
Left footer.
Fry's going to go for goals.
Using the wind.
And he's goaled it. Fry.
That is the cleverest goal you'll see.
Well
in a
done,
long
Donnies.
time. He judged the wind perfectly on the run.
He's had a
turning. He is definitely
He's had
in
a
the top
great day
3
today.
for
Ashley
today.
Fry, he
If
has
they
had
were giving
a
out votes, he would have his
fantastic
name on the
day.
card.
He's a classy player, up or back. He's kicked a goal. He's defended well. He's created. But it was good. 3 hand passes before the goal. They spread it round, ran him, found the gap. And Nuri's starting to...
This could be a match-winning lead now as we break
absolutely.
out to
5 goals,
32
points.
Yep, absolutely.
Premiership quarter.
This is about what we were thinking Willaston would need at the final change. As they
Here we
look
go,
to clear
Mackenzie
again,
again, tackle.
he's dropped that ball. Very lucky not to be paid holding the ball. Scrambling
Good
on the
tackle.
deck now.
Helping Mackenzie. Nuri bring
Nuri
it out
moving the
still.
ball out. Good spoil there. Gathers well, recovers. Free kick paid, going Nuri's way. He didn't dispose of the ball correctly. Tigers looking to work the ball into their forward line now. How do they go about it?
You almost
Look
start
for
to
the
think
short pass.
where their next goal's going to be.
Looking to move the ball carefully now. Pops gets up under that one. Not a great idea. Oh, big fly, big mark.
Good
looks
mark.
like for the Tigers.
No.
Not paid, and
Ball
he's
up.
not happy about it. I can hear that from here.
Yeah, they've dried up a bit there, Craig, the Nuri goal scorers now.
Handball there, just missed the player running through. There was a real opportunity there going begging for the Tigers.
You know, James Bentley's been well held, and then you have a look at their leading goal kickers. The next one's 23, the next one's 10. So where are they going? You know, who's going to stand up?
Who's going to stand up? Yeah. Here we go. They've got a chance now if you can gather, and they do. Oh, what's happened? Yes,
It's paid a goal, but a really good tackle on the goal line, almost saved it.
Henke, once again,
Jack
another
Henke,
stoppage.
another goal for the young fella.
Another goal, that's his second. And that's another goal from a stoppage. Someone on the move, getting ball, just goal side of
But
their opponent.
that's Henke's game. That's why he's in the team. He is a goal sneak. He's dynamic. Uses his pace. He's very hard to find on the field. He's very elusive.
22-minute mark of the third quarter. 28 points.
Sizer with a tap back. Handball
26
through.
points different.
Looking for Waldhuter, who kicks the ball off the deck.
Connolly,
Goes to a teammate.
Waldharder, smothered, comes crashing through.
Big tackle laid there.
That was Matthew Brooks being tackled.
Another one of the old stages in the Willaston lineup.
Yeah, he told me in the last game, because I had the 17s and reserves umpiring, that he did his ACL because he just come back from it. He reckons he popped it again. And the Lazarus, he's back out the
He's
week
back
after.
out there. He's risen from the dead again, Craig.
He's a tradie and he can fix
Oh,
anything.
well tackled. Holding the ball would have to be.
No.
No. Was he legged?
Yeah, it was legged.
Ooh.
Tackle fell down.
Okay.
That's a good call from the umpire. Umpire Herman, it looks like.
Kicking into a stiff breeze.
He's got to find a target here. Someone needs to present. And that's a big mark taken.
That is a big mark.
Sam Fallon again.
26 points of difference. If he goes, this will be 20.
Fallon, that's another big mark in the forward 50.
Yeah, that's his fourth. So he's been the key factor up there today.
He's been the only factor.
The only man.
Yeah, that's right.
Goes back, puts it through the middle. The Tigers are still alive.
Still alive.
That's his second.
Nearly 25 minutes into the third quarter. As we
How
see-
funny it is, we ask them where they're going to get their goals from. Then all of a sudden they've gone bang,
Bang,
bang.
bang. It's always the way, isn't it, Craig? But they have found those last two goals, Craig. So they've brought it back to 20 points, I think we're at now.
Just in the context of things, you know, going in at three-quarter time, 30 points down. Now we're sort of looking, getting those two goals against the Breeze.
Correct.
Going in at 20 points.
Makes a
Gives
big
you a little bit of
difference.
momentum.
A big difference.
Yes, really makes it seem gettable now. And Ryan
Moss
getting
smashes
up
it
with a
out.
big tap. James Bentley now in the middle. Gets caught up in a scuffle.
Oh, it's on a bit.
Really not happy with the treatment he got there. I don't know why it wasn't that bad.
We've got Mackenzie coming off the floor.
Free kick was paid to Nuri.
Plays
Moves the ball
on.
sideways.
Madden.
Haven't seen a lot of Madden today. Usually pretty prolific across halfback.
Played league footy last year at Centrals.
Good
Yes.
body by Rigney.
Oh, got taken from behind, no voice.
Gives out the hand pass to Petrohalis. Petrohalis off to Elbro. Elbro to Earlham. Crunched at the same time. Managed to get his ball away.
That
Comes to
should
ground.
Be a free kick. Player was dived on, taken high. Bo Shinnick. And we've got a Willaston player down and in
Tyson
trouble.
Earlham.
He copped a bit of a tickler from Mitch Norton. Left himself open when he was getting the footy.
Getting
and
the footy
Norton
out.
Gave him a howdy-doody. The two Bentley boys are going at it down the field.
Hard football, Craig.
Yes, Bentley really starting to get stuck into his opponent. Nuri with the mark,
Inside
playing
50.
on quickly. For a high flyer, but no one appears. Ball knocked out for a boundary throw in.
They've had the last four inside 50 boys, so
They've really
They've upped up the pressure again.
come back, and this boundary throw in is about 30 metres around from their goal. Very dangerous position.
Willaston don't want to leak another one here before.
Not another one. We all getting out to 30 points and drop the last 3 wouldn't be
Willaston
good.
with the
Hold on,
collect
Donnies.
there. Another boundary throw in, but we're only about 10 metres around, if that, from the Willaston goals. Sorry, the Nuri goals. And which player is going to be running through the stoppage this time? Big smack there from Zach East in the ruck.
Left footer.
And a really good double tackle there from Willaston.
Free kick to
Nuri player had no chance to get rid of the footy.
Mackenzie goes out wide to Elbro.
Elbrow's quieting down in the third quarter a little bit.
Looking for options. Goes down the line.
Over the back.
Yep. You read
Nuri
it,
player
Craig.
at the ground level read that perfectly. We've got a Willaston player starting to cramp up now.
Run Davis, wraps him up. Ball comes to ground, another ball up. 27-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yes, Petra Holler starting to cramp up. Struggling mightily. Another tap going Willaston's way. Great handball there. Nuri moving the ball back.
Davis with the mark.
Looks to move the ball out of the defensive 50.
Goes long. Cormac.
Oh, big fly for the Tigers. That was Brad Haytner going high. Couldn't take
Cormac
it.
recovers, brings the ball to ground.
I'm
And the
seeing a
ball
few
up.
scuffles now. A little bit of intensity picking up in this half.
Here we go, ball up again.
Fry's on his own at the back of the contest here.
Moss to
Watch
Elbro.
this, watch
Elbro
this,
comes
bang.
out to
Straight
Fry.
back to Fry. He's
Fry
directly
onto the left.
quarterbacking even.
No one really there for the Donnies. Ball coming out again.
Lockie
Out to
Westlake.
Shinnick.
Sorry, Shinnick. Under
Looks
pressure as
up.
he kicks.
Clinch cuts it off. Ball comes
Fry.
to ground.
The man of the
Comes out to
moment.
Connolly. Connolly looks up. Quick kick to Cormac. Cormac plays on.
Give.
He puts it in to East. Zach East. Can you take the mark, son? He does
Yes.
indeed. Good boy, Zach East.
Ash Fry is owning this game right
He
now.
has put his stamp on it from the first quarter. And he's a quality player. He's showed that today in today's final. Zach East, 30 metres out with the breeze.
Really important goal for Willaston. They need this just to get back on track.
Just to settle the ascendancy. He's golded on the
Ugly
siren.
floater that goes
He's
through the
floated
middle.
but look, well done, Zach East. Great kick. Well done, Donny Brooks, just to take back the momentum, just to deny Nuri that late momentum
Yes.
they had kick in the last two. Nuri now
Zach's lucky he was kicking at goal there and not to a teammate. It would have broken someone's fingers.
it would have, and you can see, but it made the most. It went through the white sticks and back out to 26 points for the Donnybrooks coming into the last quarter.
And that's a significant mental gap to add out to be needing to kick 5 goals to get in front now. Craig, that quarter really tight, really close. Both teams had momentum for long periods. What did you see?
Well, definitely Willaston the first 10 or 15. They had all the intensity. They come out and they had more inside 50s and everything like that, but even their ball control. But then the last 5 or 10 minutes to Nuri to kick 2 against it to get within instead of being 33. But no, I know the margin now is 27, but they could have been 40 point, which you're probably looking at 3/4 time. You need to kick 7 or 8 and then hold the opposition to 1. So
The door is ajar, isn't it?
it's a little bit ajar. I see that you have to kick 6 to 7 in this last quarter to win the game and hold Willaston. Can they do it? I'm not quite sure.
I don't. They've struggled to kick 6 goals for the day so far,
Yeah, as I
and
said,
haven't had a real clear path to goal.
as I said before the game, like who's going to kick 12 goals to win the game? Who had the ability to kick 12 plus? And Willaston, for me, on paper, were they're going to be the ones that are going to kick 12 plus and not Nuri. And I think that's the way it's panned out at the moment. Funny things have happened in footy, and we can't say never. But at this point of time, all Willaston have to do is just hold, restrict their opportunities inside 50, and they've won the game of footy.
I hope they don't go defensive and flood. I want to see them take this last quarter on.
Absolutely. And that's probably their game as well. A bit offensive and a bit of pressure. So, let's see what sort of style that Nuri come out with too, Mike. Because obviously they're structurally and defensively keep his off. They got to roll the dice.
They do. They've got to take this game on. Kyle Jenner's got to take a risk.
Yeah, I think it's just internally, like in the group, like it's what you call a traffic light: red, orange, red, and green is all out attack. Orange is the area of precaution, and red zone is mean you got to keep the momentum and get the opposition back off the opposition. At this point of time, it can only be a green light for Nuri if they're ever going to win this game. They've got to kick 6 or 7.
Yes, this is their entire season on the line in 25 minutes of football.
Yep, and Willaston will kick 2 or 3 against it, mate, because they'll attack Mike. So at this point of time, you can see Willaston kicking 12 or 13. Has Nuri got an 8 or 9 goal quarter in them to win the game of footy?
That's the eternal question that football coaches and spectators have asked for centuries. But now is the only way that Nuri can answer is with their efforts.
Yeah, once again, as you can see, the observation that Nuri are out on the ground already, even before the umpires are ready, and Willaston are ready, and Willaston are just now breaking up. So obviously it's a distinctive plan. They did it at quarter time. They've done it here now.
But with some coaches, as you would know, that the ability to stay there in the huddle and just take your time and be calm about it is also a mental thing.
Absolutely, and you've got to highlight and you've got to rectify what went wrong and what's needed, and you don't want to leave any stone unturned.
No, definitely looking forward for a really great quarter. Ash Fry is the best player on the ground by a mile at the moment.
He's had plenty of it.
But every touch he has is effective.
So once again, here we see Nuri going with the breeze, and they're starting a 7-man defence.
That is ridiculous. I really can't see the sense in that. But again, that's why I'm not a coach. Well, it's one of the reasons I'm not a coach. And quick high ball there, really not going anywhere. Comes to ground. And we'll have another stoppage just forward of centre for Nuri.
You probably just think that, that forward line set up with 7 defending and only 5 in your front. I know it's creating space, but yeah, it's got me a bit baffled.
Ball comes out to the near side. Willaston player soccers it off the ground. Sean Childs there, smart enough not to put the ball over the boundary line on the full. Just happy for a stoppage just outside his defensive 50. Ball in now. See Sizer gets his hand to the ball. Billy Nichols grabs it. Tackled immediately by Ash Fry. Sort of lies on the footy. Now it comes out. Ball coming back in now for the Tigers. Gets over the back. James Bentley with a kick out of the air just for a minor score.
Yeah, it's like the rule, even in the Adelaide Plains, it's 6, 6 and 6, which I don't like the rule, and the last touch rule. You've got to have 6 in your forward line, 6 in your mid, obviously 6 in your defence, and one person's got to start from the goal square. And that stops that 7 and 5 and thing, but to me, you got to roll the dice and get a bit offensive. You've got to kick 6 or 7 goals here, Nuri.
The game's about winning.
Absolutely.
As we see Willaston now moving the ball quickly, coming out of defence, banging it into the middle of the ground, taking the game on. And backing themselves in where they were outnumbered there, but they took the game on and they've caused the stoppage in the middle of the ground, giving themselves some respite. Nuri now looking to come back. And Michael Clinch reading the ball beautifully there, takes a chest mark.
Clinchy.
Now looking out wide. Found his player now. Rigney in the air.
Play on. Yep.
He's playing
Moved
on.
off his mark. Probably took Mitch Norton
Connolly.
on there. I reckon he could have taken him on.
I
reckon he would have had him.
Good mark, Adam Connolly.
Connolly's
Centre
come
wing.
into the game in the second half.
Here we
Putting
go.
off to
Here we go.
Davis.
Through the corridor. High risk, high reward area. Here we go.
No, he's slowing it down, Davis.
Into
Looking
the wind,
forward.
he's playing smart footy.
Puts it in long. Ball comes to ground. Comes out to Elbro. Good out and pass out to to Housen, straight to Josh Waldhutter. Good football, Willaston.
That is attacking football. That's what we're not seeing from Nuri, Craig.
High risk, high reward area. You know, you get through there as quickly as you can. It hurts any opposition. It really does. And
Opens them up.
absolutely.
And we've seen the results from it, the fruits of it. Waldhutter shot on goal. Breeze has died down a fair bit compared to what it was before.
Yeah, it's all about the high risk, high reward, changing lanes, all those key little
He's
facets.
golden. I reckon he's a bit late with the
Just
swing.
to the right.
Just to the right. No, you're right, Craig. It's high risk, high reward. Confidence as well.
Absolutely. Pull the trigger.
Yeah,
First instinct,
indeed. Let
all
it
those
make
things.
it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good mark. Yuri pump it in long into 50. Take the mark. Davis wraps him up. Got
Screaming
Henke.
forward.
6 goals, 36 points of difference.
Young Jack Henke is going to need all of the breeze at his back if he's a chance to kick this one. He's a beautiful natural sportsman, a great cricketer as well.
26 points, my apologies.
Could have been 32.
Yeah, it could have. Maybe I imagined that it
Gets
was.
onto it.
That's his
And
third.
straight through the middle. Jack Henke is the best option for goal for the Tigers at this stage.
Gets him closer.
It's funny, we often talk, or I talk about 12-point plays and how many of the opposition goes inside, you miss, and they go down the other end and kick it. It's a 12-point play.
Indeed.
And
Indeed, Craig.
You're up by, you could be up by 36. Now you're back to 22. And the
Anyone's
game's on.
game. No, spot on, Craig. It's a 2-goal. It's worth 2 goals.
Yes,
But-
and we currently have a 30-point margin
No,
on the
20.
Grant Burge Wine scoreboard. Sorry, 20-point margin.
4 kicks, boys. 4 kicks.
Nuri bring it out the centre. Goes. Clinch holds his ground. Picks it. Kicks it. Finds Connolly. Likes to bring it down the line. Brings it down to Elbro. And he takes a great mark.
Has been good today.
We've got Elliott running on. We've got Housen going up for it. Making a contest. He's gathered. He's put it onto his left. He's come onto
That
his
is
left. He's
superb.
running. He's looking Mickey. He's
Michael
a great leg.
Housen.
I reckon he's gold that.
Oh.
That's got to be goal of the day.
That is incredible.
That is a great goal from Mickey Housen.
Got to watch the replay.
Got to
of
watch
that.
Elbro with the vision.
Elbrow, great pass. But Housen, the ability to track
Turn
that
him
ball
inside
down,
out. Come into the left.
beat 2 players,
Puts it on the
puts
boot.
it on and lets the wind finish it.
Great goal.
He only
Game
needs
of the-
8 or 10 touches and he kicks 4 or 5.
That's correct.
Lost the belly of it.
That's all he's got to do.
He's just robbed his teammate Ash Fry of goal of the day, I think.
Yes.
That's his 4th, boys. That's his 4th.
Well
too.
done, Mickey. 4 goals. Back out to 26 points. 6-minute mark of the last quarter.
And Willaston looking to clear it now. Oh, big tackle there. That's finals footy.
They were playing that earlier, weren't they? The sling, hanging
But
on.
the head was nowhere near the ground when he came down.
Nah.
He's driven his hips into the ground. That's good tackling. That's good hard tackling. No danger to his head whatsoever.
Fry's just ducking out the back here as a +1 in defence.
You see Sam Walton directing traffic around the stoppage. He's all over Kyle Jenner.
We've got
Kicking that
Isaiah
hand
McKenzie down for
contact.
the Donnies. Doesn't look the best.
No, I don't know what happened there. We'll just check that replay.
He's on the bottom of the pack. He might have...
Might have just copped a bit.
no, that's Sammy. Ooh, it looks like he got punched in the stomach.
Punt dropped in the stomach off the play by we can't quite see who that was. Just off
Sean
screen.
Childs brings it out for the Donnybrooks. Finds...
Yeah, that's ordinary from the Tigers. Needs to be better. Kyle Jenner now looking to move the ball forward for Nuri. Sells some candy, runs around, drives the ball long, looking for the hot spot. Nuri player gets 2 hands to the footy, couldn't take the mark.
Clinch has had some important touches this quarter, isn't he? He's
Yes.
just his
He's just
spot
one of
up
those
here
players
and
that
he's
pops up at the right time.
intercept marking, superb.
See a ball up in a really dangerous area for the Tigers.
Stolen at the ruck.
Ryan
but
takes
kicked
it out of the ruck. Willaston with a kick back.
We've got a 4-on-2, but we've got Connolly nearly winning it for the Donnies.
Nuri able to win
Watt
it
brings
back.
it down. Straight to
it's a
Rigney.
Very courageous mark by Rigney, going back with the flight. Didn't know what was coming at him.
Terrell Rigney comes out to Davis. Half back.
Nuri's forwards really not accountable.
Smothered.
But Jack Henke with a smother there. Didn't give up on the play. Henke's been impressive for the Tigers in the second half.
He's played well.
Done his job.
3
Ball-
goals for a small forward. And his
That's a
forward
good
pressure
job.
defensive acts,
He's
fantastic.
done a good job. Ball comes in. Sizer sets himself, brings it down. Nuri come out with it though. Wrapped up
James
by
Bentley.
Earl. Dropping the ball maybe. Mackenzie gets a kick away for the Johnnies. Waldharder fighting for it. Comes in, lays a tackle. Ball off by Nuri. Coming through centre. Taking it out to Laverty. Laverty takes the ball, controls, looks, hand passes off. Coming down to it. Rosenwig puts it in for Nuri into 50.
Jack Henke again.
Taking a shot at
Delivering
goal.
it deep and offline. That would have been his 4th goal and would have been an amazing one. Young Jack Henke really starting to catch fire.
9-2 inside 50, boys. Nuri's way, so all left a screen.
But unfortunately, they're not getting the reward on the scoreboard.
Fry brings it out to Connolly. Great mark, Adam
Connolly
Connolly.
just growing in confidence as the quarter goes. His
More and
second
more
half has been
possessions. It's
exceptional.
been good. He brings it down the line. Finding Waldharder again. Josh with lots of body, lots of strength.
Just threw his opponent out of the contest
Great
like
hands.
a rag doll, then went at the ball.
Pumps it in long for the Donnybrooks. Again for Housen. Where's Mickey? He's behind this one. The ball held up by the breeze.
Good defensive play there for the Tigers. Lockie Westlake takes the mark, now looking for a safe way to come out of defence. Goes sideways.
Just need to change lanes here. Change the lanes, get some space on the outer side. Now it's
they're
coming back to
back
you,
down the
Jason.
line.
Round the line, they're bringing it again.
Just safe
Sizer
footy.
goes for it. Spoils. Comes up with it.
Thought he had enough of it, but umpire saying there's another hand in there.
Ball
Probably
up,
that
centre
off-
wing.
Probably that umbrella spread, that offensive spread that we need to get Nuri, get them on the other side of the ground, just create an
Just a
option.
run. Create
take
a
a
run.
risk.
Craig.
Create
They're
something.
not, they're
Take a
not
ri-
at the moment, no. Clinch
And
comes
Sam
through with it.
Fallon with another mark there, a beautiful one-hander
mark.
this time. Takes it back, gets the handball over. Laverty handballs into his opponent.
They're running for him from
Another
everywhere,
handball.
Nuri.
Jack Henke with another shot on goal.
He's goaled it.
Fallon.
He's got another one. That's number 4 for the young man.
No, that was Fallon. Savvy Fallon.
Fallon,
Yeah, but again, quick entry, pressure. The ball came out, and Nuri just had the numbers, kept the ball rolling, kept it moving.
we
And
haven't
then
seen
saw,
enough of that.
Yeah, Fallon kicked the ball, kicked the goal.
Yep, on his left. Nice little crumb. We're back out to that. What are we at now? That 20 points.
21 points.
21 points, yeah.
11-minute mark in the last quarter at Gawler Oval. Centre comes in, Earlham collects the ball, gets tackled, slang to the ground, and he is going to be getting a free kick. They are hot on that today, Craig, the sling tackles. They have been.
It's great to see they've been consistent.
They have
with it,
been
and they've
consistent,
stayed with it
Mike.
all day.
They have been
paid
consistent.
it early, and they painted themselves into that corner. It's great to see them
We've
have the
got
courage
Cormac
to keep doing
running
it.
down the wing. Earlham to Cormac. Cormac looks up, pumps it in long for the Donnies, looking for Housen. Housen comes running out, just caught behind.
Great defensive mark taken there.
Ball held up again in the breeze.
Young Rosenzweig.
Doki.
Mitch Jakey, sorry.
Doki coming down for the ball.
Just
kicks it
coming
in
down the
long.
line. Another bomb for the Tigers.
Ball comes to ground. We've got lots of Donnybrooks around it. Earlham kicks it off quick. Goes through Elbro. Mackenzie picks up. Hand pass to Elbro. You're hot, Harry. Gives the hand pass off to Kelpie Harrison still. Clinch going up for it. 1 against 3. Wins out. Brings it to the ground and
Jenner was going for it there. He
spills
thought
out.
he had it, but Clinch able to
He's
get back
popped
and
his shoulder
interrupt
out. Rowan felt. He's got his shoulder off.
it. Whoa.
He's popped it out.
Popped his shoulder. That's bad news for the Greenock Cricket Club as well.
Poor little fella. Ball throw in. Ruckman at it. Ball comes in. Sizer gets a hand to it. Brings it to ground. But in danger. There might be a free kick.
into Brody Cormack. Takes the free for the Donnies.
Didn't see too much in there.
Nah, not really, but maybe a kicking in danger.
Yeah, it was kicking in danger.
It
But I don't
was.
think there was any hands there.
Cormac brings it in long for the Donnies, down the line. Looking for Waldhutter. Moss, one of the big fellas, comes to ground. Walden in there, wraps it up, brings it in, off again. And he's pushed over the boundary line.
Trying to take it on like British Bulldog. And Sam Walton, another player who stood up when he's had to today.
He's had those touches where it's mattered, and being a class player as he is, he's done his job so far.
Apart from that early brain fade
Bit
where
of
he
a
gave
brain
away a free
fade.
kick.
Mackaiser,
and
ever
reversed the
clever.
free.
Hellbrow being held onto, but wrapped up, brought to
Wrapped up with a
ground.
big tackle.
Time, boys? What's the time? What have we got there?
13.5 minute mark in the last quarter,
Oh, is
Craig.
that the Lee Matthews? Goal a minute. Still plenty
It
of time
can be
for
done,
Newry.
plenty of time. That's
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
Newry's got
Laverty
the
with another
run.
handball. Jack Hankey running into
Hankey
the
bringing
forward
it into
50.
the forward 50 for the
Takes a shot
Tigers.
from distance.
And the Breezes.
Just offline, but he gave it every chance he could.
He's had 2 or 3 goes, hasn't he?
He has.
He's not afraid to take the game on. He's a precocious young talent. Excellent cricketer too. Plays for the mighty Angerson Cricket Club.
Bit of a batter,
Mighty
bit of a
Angus-
bowler.
Batter, but can bowl some junk.
Can hold him. Sounds like a bit of all of us, maybe, Mike. Yeah.
Bowls a bit of fruit.
Yeah. Set themselves, bodies all around. Comes out to Watt. Hand passes out, dropping the ball. They'll be well done, Isaiah
But in saying
McKenzie.
that, he did take
Strong
4
tackle.
wickets in a one-day grand final win, and he
Puts it
thinks
up.
that that's all he needs to do.
Luke Godfrey, you got to hold the ball, son. Comes it out to Rigney. Terrell Rigney lining up from about 35 out for the Donnies. He puts it through. He puts it through. He's happy. He's a happy chappy, Terrell
But
Rigney.
he knows that that's a
He's
crucial
played a
goal.
great
That
game.
could be enough to send Willaston through to a grand final.
It's one of those things. Look, he brought it to ground. Numbers around it. Comes out to Cormac. Cormac out to Rigney. Rigney just took it off and settled and took his opportunity to goal it. It's getting harder for the Nuriootpa Tigers, I think, guys.
Yeah, it's getting very difficult now. We're 15 plus minutes into the final quarter of the prelim final, and the Grant Birch Wine scoreboard not looking kind to the Tigers.
Springwood.
That's true.
Another entry for Nuriootpa.
They're going to have to do more now.
Yep.
Time's coming out, 15.5 minute mark in the last quarter. We've got East coming out for the Donnies. Looks up, brings it out slow. Nice, held up. And it's a lazy 25.
Newry's starting to
And-
lose a bit of composure now.
And that magical figure, boys, 12 goals. Who's got there first?
There we go. As you said, Craig, that would have been the goals that one would have
And-
wanted to kick.
Defensive mark for Newry across half back,
Mitch Norton.
driving the ball deep.
Mitch Norton, that's a big kick, isn't it?
A lot of wind behind him, and free kick being paid there.
A lot of wind behind him or a lot of...
He's got a
Bit
big
of both,
sail.
maybe, Craig. Bit of both there.
Old Cuddles Norton.
Okay, Newry bringing it in long. See Childs coming out, make the spoil. Laverty punches it over for Newry. Another throw in, deep forward for Newry.
But again, another forward entry without any real direction for the Tigers.
They've really missed that vocal point, haven't they? Like Bentley, 55 is their go-to, and they relied on likes like Fallon and Hinkie to kick their goals, you know?
Here comes Childs, should take it. He's looking at it, gathers well, looks up. He's got plenty of time. We've got Connolly,
He's played a
back pocket.
terrific game.
Connolly's second half
Connolly's
has been
really
very
lifting that
good.
second half. He's been everywhere. Racked up
Right.
possessions. Out to Fry, who's had a great game as well, Ash Fry.
Fry will just take his time here. He won't rush.
He knows what to do. He's been around. Looks like he's going to go long. Down the line, looking for East. East, strong mark.
East the beast.
He's come out in as well in the last quarter and a half. Looking to pump it in. It goes short to Moss. Moss,
Oh,
and he
big
holds
man
it
with a
just.
juggle.
Makes us all come to the edge of the seat.
Two big boys.
I'm out of my seat.
He's pushing it long. Looking for Housen again. Comes across Newry. Comes to ground. Numbers. Wrapped
Ryan
up.
Fowler's
Ball
good in
spills out.
defence.
Wrapped up again by Olive Petrahalis. Brings it to floor. Well done. Good forward pressure
Again,
by the
attacking
Donnies.
football, taking the game on. See, we're now 18 minutes into the final quarter of the 2021 prelim final.
Ball up at the front of the Donnies. Goals 20 metres out. Ball comes to Spill. Comes out for Nuri. Gathers, tackled, pops, pivots, kicks. Punched away from East. Gathered, but over the line.
Boundary
Another ball
throw in
throw
on
in.
just outside the forward 50 for Willaston. Nuri with a tap. Willaston able to recover. Ash Fry once again. Delivering the ball forward. It's like Rigney. Looking to find someone at the moment. It's ball now at forward 50. Umpire with the ball up. Bart Ryan with a tap. Goes the Tigers' way. See another big tackle. And umpire will come in and a repeat ball up, Craig.
Not as many in this quarter as there was in the first three quarters.
It's
So the
opened-
game's definitely opening
It's
up.
opened
but
up a bit.
It has.
I think
But-
Nuri haven't been able to keep with the pace, Craig, with the pressure they were applying in the first and second quarters. I think the Donnies have wheeled it
Fry
away.
now.
Here comes Frizy. His 25th kick of the game. Puts it in long. Kicked out by Nuri. Bit of bouncing and tackling and ball over the line.
Now, guys, I know we're not about the AFL here. This is about local footy. But Ash Fry's game today, I would compare
Master.
to Max Gorn's game last night.
One of those same.
Oh, that's a big call, old son.
It is that big a game that he has put in today.
He's put on an effort, a captain's effort as well, and
He's a former captain, but he is
Correct.
a true leader of the Willaston Football Club.
no, he's played a great game, Ash, and he had a job to do, and he's done it and executed it to the point.
He's kicked goals, he's read the ball defensively, he's quarterbacked, he's done it all.
Here comes Waldhutter on the left, snap back goal, it's coming close.
On
It's
the line with a
touched on the
fisted
line.
through. So the Tigers will be looking to clear now.
Maxie Gorm was very good last night.
He was very good.
Five
That's
goals,
how good,
5 goals, like
but that's how good
personal
Ash
best
Fry has been today.
in a prelim final.
There you go. Michael Teagle's just giving you the word.
Comes out. Donnie Brooks around there,
I
got the
think
numbers, got
for three
clinch,
quarters
paddles
he
it
was the
through,
difference between
gathers,
the two
collects, kicks up. We've got Matthew Brooks, plays on quick, looks up on his left, pumps it in long, and to Luke Godfrey.
That's attacking footy at its best.
Luke can kick this, he can kick a ball. He's a miner, he's a tough lad.
How old is he?
Not in that way as a miner. He's an underground miner. He works at the mine, so he's a U-Butte, tough lad. Loves his footy. He's got a great inclusion for Willaston this year as well.
Local lad, Joe?
Yes, he is, and he's drifted a bit late. The breeze took it away, but great lad, local lad, and played junior football with Willaston some time ago. So he's come back again.
Feel he might work with Sam Walton.
I don't know if they're on the same minds, but they're both on the same work schedule. 1 week, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Comes out to Brooksy. Brooksy to Fry again. The general. Out to Connolly, who's got a rack of it this quarter. He's had a stack of it.
His confidence is through the roof now.
He would have to be.
I'll tell you someone that we haven't mentioned too much, and I think Fry might have that negating role, is DeMarcy, Tim DeMarcy.
Where
Yes,
he
at
has
times he has, but in the second half, Kyle Jenner has been within an arm's reach of Fry most of the time at the stoppages. He's been keeping an eye on him.
true there, Craig. I think as the game has gone on, the Willaston have got taller. .22 in a minute mark of the last quarter, so someone's going to be laughing, someone's going to be crying within 10 minutes. Unfortunately, but
26-point lead margin on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard in Willaston's favour. Ball goes high into Willaston's forward line.
Mickey takes a jump. comes to ground.
Nuri desperately scrambling. Ball goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in about 30 metres around from the Willaston goal.
Yep. She might be on the podium, I think, boys. All Gawler Grand Final. South Gawler versus Willaston.
At Willaston.
At Willaston.
Look out.
South Gawler hosting at Willaston. So it's going to be a really interesting affair. And I would urge everyone out there, especially all the people in Gawler, get to the game next week.
It'll be a crackerjack game.
Willaston's a great place for a final. You can get a high vantage point. You can watch the game. A beautiful big ground.
So the tackle of the machine there, it's going okay. Paul Thomas, the Central District's lead coach, just gave.
Oh, okay, Paul Thomas, yes.
Paul Thomas, a great man.
Asking you for some advice.
And there's our other co-commentator, Cameron, from Gawler South.
You know more than me, Teeks. Don't worry about that, old son.
But South Gawler are watching. They'll be waiting and ready, I'd say.
Interesting result last time they met.
It was, not a good result for the Donnybrooks, but they were up by 37
We
points.
called that game, Joe.
We were there, Mike, indeed, and I had to actually leave in the last quarter. Thank God I did, because it wasn't good, but we learnt a lot
And
from
Ash
that,
Fry
Craig.
breaks away
Ash
from
Fry
the
on the
contest.
right as well. Go Petrohalis, he's got it. It gets in his way, he's setting up.
Worked around. That ball over the head of the players in the goal square.
Point.
Lockie Westlake rushes it through for a point. Comes out quickly.
I think the bit of the sting's come out the game now.
And Willaston now with the ball.
Comes out to Riggles. No, Tyson Erland, the captain, can go for another one. And he's gone.
He's
Kicked another one, the captain.
That could be the sealer from
That
the
would have to
captain.
be the one, I would say. They're all congratulating the captain. They're getting around him. Great goal, Tyson.
I think they can feel it now.
That's his second.
That's his second for the day.
And he's put in a good captain's performance.
Indeed.
Led from the front.
Now the
Or
whole
led from the bottom of the pack.
He did.
actually.
He matured. He's always been a dangerous player. But
Always.
even that half year, he took on the coaching role,
Too
and Damien Herzik sort of gave him a role as an off-field.
Yes.
And Damien's a very knowledgeable man. He's one of my great
Indeed.
mates. But I think he learned a lot from that, and I can see the maturity just coming out.
coming out in him now. He's come to that time. Indeed. He took a lot on last year, Craig, coaching and playing. He said it's a lot. It was a lot on his plate. But he got through it. Him and Ash Fry actually did co-coach together.
Yep.
So, but come out today, the hard results.
East just falls over with the ball. Lost his feet.
He's
got
got the
taken
free.
high. Got bailed out a bit. Looking to drive the ball back into Willaston's 50-metre arc.
It's definitely a hard
Goes
gig
a bit shallow.
playing and coaching, I feel.
Oh, it would be. But we still see a lot of them do it these days, Craig.
Yeah,
the old
they
play
do.
coaches.
I don't think it's the answer. That's my personal opinion.
I
He
think
gets the ball. dishes
once
it
upon a
up,
time.
finds Kyle Jenner, who handballs long forward. Finds a Putney player who takes a shot on goal.
And Damasi's probably handful of touches.
26-minute mark in the last quarter. We've got a 33-point advantage
Hits
to
the point post, so we've
Willaston.
got a boundary throw in right next to Nuri's goals. Nuri players all coming in now, looking to attack this contest.
Kicked out the way by Clark. Finds a boundary.
Clark just being impenetrable today.
Probably in the scheme of things, you probably look at the first quarter. They went in at quarter time 2-2. Probably thinking the breeze may do it for them. And all of a sudden, Willaston hit the front. I think they wasted a lot of opportunity because I reckon they had the first 8 or 9 inside
Entries. They
50s.
dominated that first 5-6 minutes of the second quarter, Craig.
Absolutely,
They did.
absolutely.
East with the kick out to Godfrey. Connolly tries to gather. Godfrey brings it to ground. Players all over it. Be a ball up.
He's done a
And
good
Willaston
job.
will be okay with this. They're just happy to let the game settle down a bit. The sting has gone out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So Bart Ryan again up for ruck. He's done a tremendous
Well done,
job.
Moss. Moss
up
out.
against 3 ruckmen for Willaston with the help with Mitchell Doki, of course. But yeah, they've just lacked that little bit of something near
Bit of
all
the
day,
polish.
haven't they?
Bit of the polish, but
Lacking a match winner is probably
Yeah.
what I would term it as.
I think Williston's just wore them down all day.
Ash Fry with a tackle
Look at that.
on
That
Kyle
shows you the
takes him
game.
down.
And yeah, holding the gang tackled by
Yes.
Fry and
playing
cornerback.
on straight away.
East plays on, running down the wing. East, 3 bounces, gives the hands to Waldhutter. Josh, you're in the box position. What can you do? Looks up, passes it back
he's
to
gone.
East.
The petrol tank's gone here for Eastie.
Here he goes. He's got the
When-
goals in
when-
front of
when-
him.
He
He'll run
wanted to get rid of
anywhere.
that ball real quick.
Here we go. We've got the bounce out. Potralis brings it out. Tackled by Elliott. Brings it to ground. Good tackle, Elliott.
Zach East was just praying that Waldhutter didn't see him.
When would he have taken 3 bounces on the wing? So
And
that's
kept running.
amazing. And kept running. And got it again. Fantastic. There he is. There's the class.
I think he'll look at that replay.
But, yep.
Yes, the Willaston supporters will be feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Oh, absolutely.
We are nearly 30 minutes into the final quarter of the 2021 prelim final.
We've got to honestly say, Andrew Jarman has just done an excellent job with Willaston this year. His leadership, his experience. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
That's it. Willaston are into the grand
Well done,
final.
Donnie Brooks.
A 33-point margin on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard. And thank you very much, Craig Dorr, for your expert work, and Joe Cirillo,
A pleasure again, always, Mike, and a pleasure
the
to be
real
with
estate
everyone.
king of the northern suburbs.
Ray White, Craig Moore. We get the results that count. Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Indeed, Craig, at the grand final. Thank you, Mike. Thank
Yes,
you, Craig.
thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great day here at Gawler Oval, and the Donny Brooks have come up by 33 points. So 5-goal win. We wouldn't have seen that in the first quarter. So, but they wore it down, and they've done it. Excellent. Enjoy.
Absolutely.
Thanks for all your work, Joe. You're a legend. But yes, great game for Willaston. Bittersweet end to the season for Newry. They sat in second for most of the second half of the season. Got the double chance, but now in straight sets they've bowed out.
Yeah, it's never nice. We've all been a part of it. I've been a part of it as a player, as a coach. It's never quite nice, but I think where the competition is, way the competition, you could have finished anywhere from first to fourth, and you could have been the position that Newry's in at the moment. But, true credit to Willaston, their momentum, they're full of confidence, they're up and about, getting in coaching like Andrew Jarman and obviously Damien Herzig, the previous premiership coach at Gawler Centrals, and he's been here 4 times, and he knows how to go about it, and he knows country footy, and he knows his country footy very well, and I think it was a really good mix.
Yes, they've got a really good mix off field, and on field they've got a really dynamic mix, and I love watching them play. They play a great brand of footy.
They do that high risk, high reward. And no one can be granted, but that comes down to skill, execution, and skill based too. Like Jars will be, what I've heard is all skill based, and it's game sim related. Everything's game sim related, which is what you need to be innovative in this world needs these days. And once again, you have a look at, and we look at the 2 coaches of the South Gawler and Willaston. They're non-playing.
That's right, and they're both pretty smart characters in the way they approach their coaching.
Absolutely. Gavin Chaplin's at Centrals and did a lot of work at Centrals, and coached Salisbury North for 3 years in Division 1. All outstanding coaches. Jars has been there, done that. So, two likely opponents, Gawler sides. A key factor for me is over the whole thing of today, the key stats is obviously Willaston at 18 marks inside 50 to 9. That's a big differential of 9, given the fact that Willaston haven't really got that key big forward, whereas Newry had Bentley, who's kicked 55, but they really did struggle. And their multiple goal kicker in Henke is probably a small forward that ended up with 3. Housen plays a little bit different, plays a little bit taller than what he looks. He ended up with 4, but just the way they're methodical, how they went about their goals, and most of them did come, 9 out of the 13 did come from goals from stoppages.
That's right, but their methodical approach, Ash Fry structures them up beautifully. He conducts the game out there, and they've got smart players like Waldhutter and Earlham through the midfield, and players like Connolly rose in that second half and played above themselves, rose to the occasion, which is what you need players to do in finals if you want to win.
I know Jars has just kept them out of the change rooms. They're still on the oval at the moment. obviously given a reflection of just we've got one more week to go, put a lid on it. We've got a very important 7 days coming up, given the fact that they gave up a 6-goal heads 3/4 time last time they met, so they would have to go in full of confidence. Nuri be a little bit more rejected of what could have been, but then again, that's football. True credit to the Nuriootpa, they're always around the place, and they're professionally, and they're a great footy club. Just goes to show that you just got to be playing the right footy at the right time, as we saw last night with Melbourne and Geelong.
Yes, and Willaston probably will be happy that the sting went out of the game in that second half. There were no real injuries picked up that we could see.
No injuries to Willaston. If anything, they were sort of playing on top of the ground. They'll go in with full of confidence. There goes the Donnybrook hierarchy. They'll be absolutely massive. They'll be chock-a-block. As you can see, they're going through the crowd now. Fantastic. But they're just there. Once again, what highlighted for me 2 weeks ago was their speed away from the stoppages is huge. And they towed up Tanunda in that section, and I think today their spread and their ability to get out in the open was a key factor again today.
Yes, it was a brilliant game to watch, in that we could see 2 different styles going head to head, and it was a great honour to call the game with you, Craig. Thank you very much. You'll be joining us again next week with some expert tips.
Yeah, I look forward to it, mate. I really enjoy it, like being part of it, and hopefully we're giving you a little bit out there that you can't get to the game and add a little bit of flavour. But there's a couple of key notes that I've sort of said right from the start of the game that whoever's going to kick 12 or plus goals is going to win the game of footy, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And I reckon next week could be a shootout. Next week could be a shootout, and hopefully we've got great conditions. Willaston Oval, big open ground, perfect for scoring. And if you're in the area next week, definitely get to Willaston Oval and enjoy the day. Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much. No Thanks for Sam from 180 Creations for all our audio visual today. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you can. Thank you very much. That's us signing out from the 2021 prelim. Thanks, Mike.